Hey, what's going on, sports fans? It is yours truly, TJ Jones. Welcome to the State of the NFL podcast, Thursday night watch along edition. And tonight we have a NFC West matchup, the Rams versus the 49ers. Now, the second quarter just kicked off, and we have the San Francisco 49ers in the red zone. Christian McCaffrey just ran the ball down to the 1 yard line. And right now, the San Francisco 49ers have a 7-0 lead, and it looked like they're threatening. And this is pretty remarkable when you think about it. A lot of backups playing tonight for the 49ers, kind of a makeshift offense, and they're still trying to find a way to get it done. All right, so second and goal, Mac Jones in the gun. He rolls to his left. He throws the ball to Christian McCaffrey, and he's in for the touchdown. Christian McCaffrey. So just like that, the San Francisco 49ers have a 13-0 lead. And you have to believe that the Rams have to be in shock right now. It's Christian McCaffrey and everybody else in this Thursday night game for the 49ers. Mac Jones is starting in a game for the second time this season. Brock Purdy came back last week, re-aggravated his injury that held him out for the last couple of weeks. Mac Jones comes in and is really playing some good football right now. The kick is up and it is good. So the 49ers have a 14-0 lead over the Rams. Unbelievable, man. I mean, I'm looking at this depth chart right now. I'm looking at the guys on the field. The 49ers are out there with me and you playing football right now, and they still got a 14-0 lead. I'm out there. You out there. Like, man, it's amazing what you can do when you have some really good coaches, man. It don't matter. They find ways to win. And what Kyle Shanahan is doing right now, I mean, it's still pretty early in the game. But the fact that they have a 14-0 lead right now is pretty impressive. You got to admit. Special shout out to everybody that's watching this right now, no matter where you are, wherever you may be. Whether you just stumbled across this channel or you've been rocking with the State of the NFL as we have done these watch-alongs since the season started. I really do appreciate it, man. Much love to you. Special shout out to Raven Sports Media in the building. Special shout out to Mike in the building. Shouts out to Jeff Black, Corey. Thank y'all for being here. We got Mike up in here, if I ain't mentioned Mike's name. Appreciate y'all for being here, and we are got about 40 people that have filed in so far. Ask that you hit the like button, subscribe to the State of the NFL podcast channel. Look, it's very simple, right? We watching Thursday night football. I'm pretty sure you probably got an adult beverage or something like that in your hand. Maybe not. Maybe a bag of chips, maybe a soda, but it's a free fall here, right? You can talk about any sports topic you want, all the while as we watch the football game. We like to make this channel be like, you're watching football, having a good time with your friends. So if you're into that type of stuff, make sure that you subscribe to the channel, hit that like button. We really appreciate that. All right, but let's go ahead and get into it. Shouts out to my boy Keen Arthur just joined us. Raven says, "Sub TJ, what's going on, Raven Sports Media? Appreciate you for being here once again. I know right now your Ravens are looking a little rough, man, but I think they're gonna be able to turn it around. I think they're gonna be able to turn it around, man. I just think they're going through a rough patch right now. No starting quarterback, starting wide receivers down, and Bosa. Yeah, this is a pretty impressive coaching job so far. And credit to Mac Jones. I mean, getting the ball out of his hands, like getting the ball down the field, time on task. I mean, definitely getting the ball to Robinson right now. I mean, Robinson seems like he's playing inspired football. And, I mean, Mac Jones is just taking what the defense gives him and out there making incredible plays. So credit to Mac Jones. And Mac Jones, I mean, look, I know a lot of people looked at Mac Jones, with the Patriots, but sometimes, man, it's just a matter of where you go. And sometimes, if you go to the right team, you can resurrect your career. We've seen this with guys like Baker Mayfield, seeing it with Daniel Jones right now. Like, we've seen stories like this happen quite often. But credit to Mac Jones, Mac Jones is basically setting himself up to possibly be a starting quarterback on somebody's team next year. If he continues to play like this and the way that he has been playing over the last couple of weeks, I mean, if you're a Saints fan, you already know Mac Jones would play pretty formidable against the Saints. But 1st and 10 for the Rams. Matthew Stafford under center, Tutu Atwell in motion. And a quick pass up to Puka Nacua. He spins, and he gets about 3 or 4 yards on the play. So a quick wide receiver screen right there from Stafford to Nacua. As we take a look at Robert Saleh, the former head coach of the Jets, back with his second stint as the defensive coordinator of the San Francisco 49ers. And what a really good defensive coordinator he is. Guy that understands defense, and the 49ers are trying to bounce back after a lackluster performance against the Jacksonville Jaguars. Of course, we know Lynn Cohen, head coach of Jacksonville Jaguars, told Robert Saleh, quote, "Keep my name out of your mouth." Play action. Matthew Stafford looks, he checks it down. He tries to give it to Kyron Williams, but that pass is incomplete, a little bit behind him. All right. So, as accurate as Matthew Stafford has been throughout his career, I mean, even the greats end up missing guys who are wide open from time to time. 3rd and 5. And Robert Saleh understands he got away with one right there. But no, credit to the defensive lineman. I stand corrected. He batted the ball away. So really good defensive play right there. I had to believe that. I know Matthew Stafford is a marksman. But anyway, 3rd and 5 for the Los Angeles Rams. And that's one of the disadvantages you have being a Los Angeles team, because it sounds like a home game for the 49ers. Matthew Stafford looks. That pass is caught wide open. Puka Nacua goes to midfield, and that's enough for the first down. So Puka Nacua keeping a drive alive for the Rams, and you got to believe that they got to be able to put some type of points on the board, preferably 6 points instead of 3. But really good pass right there. Really good clean pocket for Matthew Stafford. He's able to go through his progressions. I mean, you had about 2 or 3 guys wide open. He just decided to go ahead and give it to his top guy, which is Puka Nacua. Puka Nacua gets up the field, makes a guy miss, and gets to about the 50-yard line. So 1st and 10. Here's the handoff. This is off to Williams. Williams fights, gets past the line of scrimmage, gets about 2 yards on the play. So Kyron Williams, of course, got that new contract this past offseason. Guy who was a late-round draft pick, but has emerged as a really good running back in the NFL. Puka Nacua, 3,003 career receiving yards in 33 games, tied for the fewest games to reach 3,000 in NFL history. With Odell Beckham Jr., it took him 30 games. Devontae Adams on the sidelines on a 2nd and 8. Matthew Stafford under center, making some adjustments here. Sends Puka Nacua in motion. Here's the handoff again to Williams. Williams reverses field, goes to the left, spins, and he gets close to the first down. So he's probably about 2 or 3 yards short. It's going to bring up 3rd down for the Rams. So the 49ers defense trying to get the ball back into the red-hot offense hands once again. Sean McVay trying to call his best game, trying to call his best plays to try to keep this drive alive. Matthew Stafford in the middle of the huddle, making sure everybody got the play. Snap it up. Matthew Stafford in the shotgun. Alongside him is Kyron Williams to his left. And he sends the tight end in motion. They hand it off to Kyron Williams, and he is stopped. He is stopped. He gets past the line of scrimmage, gets about 1 yard on the play, and Fred Warner, the all-pro, one of the best linebackers, if not the best linebacker in football, is able to make the stop. But you got to believe that the Rams are going for it on 4th down based on the play calling. Sean McVay understands that this is a game where you got to make sure that you're taking advantage of the opportunities. And maybe you're going to have to gamble from time to time. So 4th and 1 for the Los Angeles Rams. And here's the handoff. Kyron Williams leans forward. This time he gets way more yards than he did the last play. He gets enough for the first down. Move the chains. All right, so as we get under the 10-minute mark in the second quarter, once again, the 49ers holding on to a 14-0 lead, but the Rams are driving down the field. They are threatening right now. First and 10, Matthew Stafford under center. Devontae Adams back in the game. Here's the handoff to Kyron Williams. Kyron Williams gets up the field, gets past the first down and a lot more. And he gets a first down again. So back-to-back first downs for Kyren Williams, and he is starting to heat up. Excuse me, that's Cohen. Excuse me, the second-year guy out of Michigan. All right, so he has the ball off. I mean, he was running like Kyren Williams on there, but Corum, really good run right there. Able to drive his shoulder into the safety and finish that run really strong. Matthew Stafford under center on the 1st and 10. Tutu Atwell in motion. Oh, there's a football! And it's picked up by the defense of the 49ers. My goodness. So Corum on a big-time run gets about a 12-yard gain on the previous play, and he drops the handoff. And Sean McVay understands that is huge. So Corum comes into the game for Kyren Williams. Once again, ran 12 yards on the last play and just could not bring in the toss play, and the 49ers are able to pick it up after the fumble. Unbelievable, man. That is not what you want right now. The momentum seemed like it was starting to shift the Rams' way. They started to get a good drive going there. Now you have to bring your defense back out there on the field to try to stop the 49ers, who have been able to do whatever they wanted throughout the night. Unbelievable. Michael says, I thought the 49ers would get blown out. Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of people thought that too, but it's amazing what good things can happen when you have a really good coach and a really sound, solid foundation for a football team. And, you know, things like this are beneficial. TJ, where is our deep passes at, bro? I have absolutely no idea. I don't know, you know, how they're going to be able to dial them up, but I think eventually you'll probably see some of those deep passes as time progresses. I hope. TJ, 49ers play great complementary football. Yeah, I mean, when you play good to great complementary football, good things can indeed happen to you. And look, the 49ers have a really good coach in Kyle Shanahan. I know a lot of people give him a lot of flack for, you know, losing big games, but this is a guy who wins a lot of football games, and he is one of the best coaches in the league, despite the fact that, you know, he has made it to big games and hasn't been able to finish. It's a good coach right here. No need to pay for Amazon Prime. TJ got me covered. Well, I appreciate that, Steve. Yeah, we got you covered over here on the State of the NFL. Got the play-by-play for you. Got the entertainment for you when it comes to the chat and being able to chop it up with some amazing people here. And shouts out to those that may not be in the chat but checking this out right now. You're a natural, TJ. Keep grinding, player. Kai, I appreciate that, man. And I appreciate all this, appreciate all the support you've given me throughout the years, man. People like you make me want to do things like this, man. I mean it. You know, when I see so many people that have been rocking with me and been with me like from the very beginning, like when I was just starting doing the podcasting thing, it means a lot to me, man. I appreciate y'all sticking around. And I appreciate the new people that just found us. But back to the game, man. Thursday night football, 49ers, Rams. Rams just fumbled the football. 49ers have it off the Sky Moore on a reverse. He tries to get around a corner, and really good defensive pursuit there. He only gets about a yard on the play. That looked like that could have been a big-time game for Sky Moore. Sky Moore moves over from the Kansas City Chiefs to the 49ers. He was one of their top picks. Thought that maybe he would be that Tyreek Hill type guy for Kansas City, just never panned out. So he's trying to find new life in San Francisco. So Corum, I mean, really good running back, was really good at the University of Michigan. I mean, you know, it's going to be okay, man. Sometimes bad things happen. Play action. Mac Jones throws, and that pass is caught, and that's to Bourne, the former New England Patriot. So that's that connection right there. Mac Jones throwing to his former teammate in New England. Now they're playing together for the 49ers. So really good pass right there, a little quick slant. Mac Jones able to find him in stride and using his body as Bourne, big target right in the middle of the field. And it's a great opportunity for a lot of these guys like Mac Jones and Bourne and you know, and Marquez Valdez-Scantling. All right, so on a 1st and 10, Christian McCaffrey gets the ball on a toss play. He gets about 2 or 3 yards on a play. So this is going to bring up 2nd down. We're at 7 minutes and 25 seconds remaining in the second quarter. Christian McCaffrey has 9 rushes for 26 yards. And the 49ers are trying to add to a 14-0 lead, once again, after the fumble of Corum. Second and 8. As we're close to getting under the 7-minute mark. Tight end in motion. Mac Jones in a gun. A delayed handoff to Christian McCaffrey. Gets past the line of scrimmage. Gets about 2 or 3 more yards on the play. So right now they're just trying to milk this clock. They're also trying to stay ahead of the chains. Make these 3rd down plays a little bit more manageable. And they're definitely going to be leaning on Christian McCaffrey tonight as if, he is the best offensive weapon on the team. With or without some of the top players that make that offense what it is. No George Kittle, no Brandon Ayuk. But right now, so far, it has been no problem for the 49ers. Mac Jones in a gun on a 3rd and 5. Here's the snap. Looking, quick pass right there. And it's incomplete. Bourne was wide open. Ball goes through his hands and a missed opportunity for the 49ers, and they are going to elect to punt. So a great opportunity. I don't know. He could have, maybe he didn't get the 1st down, but it would have made it a little bit more interesting for Kyle Shanahan. Ball just goes right through his hands. But that often happens when guys are thinking about the next move they're going to make. Sometimes you got to think about the first move, which is catching the football and maybe trying to get upfield. So the legendary Thomas Morstead, a legendary Saints player, Super Bowl champion, punched the ball, and Smith signals a fair catch. So out comes Matthew Stafford. No harm, no foul there. But if you're the Rams, you do not want to make the same mistake twice and give the 49ers opportunity. That was just a missed opportunity by the 49ers. Mac Jones couldn't connect with Bourne. Bourne drops the ball, and now the Rams get opportunity to try to put some points on the board. The team is so bad that you really can't even analyze Spencer Rattler. Yeah, the team is pretty bad, man. Team is pretty bad, but they do got some bright spots on the Saints team. But they just need some time to develop. But I think a lot of people already understand that it's going to take some time in order for the Saints to be able to turn that corner. Those Shanahans know some offense. Yeah, they definitely do, Slim. Mike Shanahan is a legendary coach. Has called some really good games, multi-time Super Bowl champion, and now his son trying to follow in his footsteps, a really good coach. He just needs to get over that Super Bowl hump. He kind of to me, Kyle Shanahan to me is like the modern day Bill Cowher. Now, Bill Cowher just won a bunch of football games, but he never really won a big one until I want to say it was his last year with the Pittsburgh Steelers back in 2000. What was that? 2007? 2005, 2005 when they beat the Seattle Seahawks in the Super Bowl. Yeah, it's he just reminds me he's like the modern day Bill Cowher. Some of you young folk probably just know Bill Cowher for sitting in the CBS studios, but once upon a time, Bill Cowher was a hell of a coach. They referred to him as the Jaw. And I used to enjoy watching the Pittsburgh Steelers at Three River Stadium and seeing Bill Cowher on the sidelines. I think everybody used to have those dreams of running a football and playing for the Steelers back in the day as a kid. Let's see. Tim, thank you very much for the $1.99. Who that says Saints will be fine soon as Jake Hayne is activated and starting. Be fine to get a first-round draft pick, a first overall pick, which they already have right now. All right, so looking at Puka Nacua here, 42 receptions, tied most through the first 4 games of the season in NFL history. Tied with who? Cooper Kupp and Michael Thomas. That's insane, right? Michael Thomas still out here being compared to other people, so that's pretty cool, man. That goes to show you, man, Michael Thomas, man, he was on a trajectory to be a Hall of Famer. It's unfortunate that his career ended the way that it did. If he didn't roll up his ankle, man, Michael Thomas would still be out here making plays to this day, putting together a Hall of Fame career. So 1st and 10 for the Rams. Matthew Stafford in the gun, looking, and there's a flag on the play. So play stops. And everybody's favorite referee, Bill Vinovich, out there on a saying the false start on the Rams. So they got to moonwalk back a couple of yards. And that's going to bring up a 1st and 15. So not starting this drive off very promising. Yeah, Puka Nacua is a remarkable story, a late round draft pick. And this is just Sean McVay putting this little magic on this team. Matthew Stafford in a gun again. He throws, and that pass is incomplete. Intended for Devontae Adams, and Green with really good coverage. Devontae Adams felt like he was held, but the referees did not call it. All right, so a 2nd and 15 on the play coming up. Matthew Stafford, 3 of 6, 24 yards. Kyron Williams, 7 rushes for 26 yards. Matthew Stafford in a gun on a 2nd and 15, looking some more. He throws it down the field, goes back to Devontae Adams. He stiff arms Green this time, so he gets the best of that matchup, and they get some yards on the play to try to set up a manageable 3rd down. Still 3rd and long, though. Still 3rd and long. So the Rams are going to have to find a way. Rams are going to have to find a way to get this 1st down, but really good reception by Devontae Adams, making it a 3rd and 4. So actually way more manageable than I thought. 3rd and 4. Matthew Stafford in a gun. The ball is snapped. Looking some more, and gets it to Puka Nacua, and there's a flag on the play, and let's see what this flag is all about. Is it offensive pass interference? Or maybe it's on a rookie Stout. Let's see what they call. Is it on a rookie out of Western Kentucky? Or will it be on Puka Nacua for offensive pass interference? So it'll be a holding on the defense. So Upton Stout is charged. It's charged on a pass interference call. So, excuse me, that's the Emmanuel Lenore, actually, a victim. Well, Devontae Adams, the victim. Lenore is guilty of the hold. So that's a good matchup right there. Lenore, probably one of the best corners on the team, if not the best. 1st and 10 for the Rams. And a play action. Matthew Stafford looking. Throws deep down the field. And it's incomplete, intended for Puka Nacua. Green on the coverage. Seemed like Nacua had a step on Green, but Matthew Stafford wasn't able to fit the ball in. So the Rams tried to take a deep shot on a 1st and 10. I mean, it had legs, all right? Did he go on the sluggo? Little double move there. Puka Nacua just, was able to get a step on Green, but the ball just sailed right over his head. So that's going to bring up a 2nd and 10. And Matthew Stafford, a little frustrated with himself, felt like maybe the ball was just a tad bit too long. Misdirected it a little bit. Matthew Stafford again. This time he checks it down to Kyron Williams. Kyron Williams gets up the field to try to set up a manageable 3rd down to keep the chains to continue to move. They got to keep these chains moving on this 3rd down, 3rd and 4. Let's see if they can convert another 3rd and 4 on this drive as they did earlier. Once again, if you're the Rams, you're trying to put some points on the board. Kind of came out, maybe underestimated the 49ers offense being limited, and now you're playing from behind. Matthew Stafford in the gun on a 3rd and 4 empty backfield. And here's the snap. Stafford looking, and that pass is caught by Puka Nacua. Excuse me. That's Terrence Ferguson, by the way. Excuse me. A really good back shoulder fade right there from Matthew Stafford. That was just really good coverage. If I'm Robert Saleh, I'm telling them, yeah, that's the way you play coverage. But that was just an even better throw. Back shoulder fade. Ferguson had to kind of reach behind himself and put the ball where only Ferguson can get it, was Matthew Stafford. And like I said, that was just really good coverage. That was just a really impressive throw by Matthew Stafford. Really good back shoulder fade right there. All right, so here we go. Play action. Matthew Stafford throws the ball downfield, and that pass is caught. Really good adjustment right there. And Whittingham makes the adjustment in the air, man, mid-air right there. Matthew Stafford throws the ball behind Whittingham, but Whittingham is able to make the adjustment. That was a very impressive catch right there. Like I said, ball was behind him. He locates the ball and just reaches behind himself to be able to get the ball and get the first down to keep those chains moving. And Matthew Stafford appreciates the effort. First and 10 for the Rams. Play action. Rolls to the right. It's Matthew Stafford. Goes back to Whittingham. Whittingham gets up the field, and he tries to fight to get the first down. Thought he was going to get it, but he's going to be about a yard short as the clock continues to tick. 2 minutes and 47 seconds remaining in the second quarter. Clock continues to tick, but right now, the Rams are driving down the field. So Whittington is able to kind of go in reverse, trying to psych out the defense, goes in motion, and just goes out on a little bit of an out route, catches the ball in space, and tries to get up the field, but Whittington is able to, not get the first down, but he really tried his best. First and 10 for the Rams. They're in the red zone. Matthew Stafford looking, throws the ball to a wide open Kyren Williams, and he just high steps his way into the end zone for the touchdown. So a much needed touchdown by Kyren Williams and the Los Angeles Rams. What a drive by Matthew Stafford and the Rams offense. So now we got ourselves a ball game. I mean, that had to be just a blown assignment by the 49ers. I mean, Kyren Williams there's only two guys that were guarding him, or two things that were guarding him, space and opportunity. So that was a easy touchdown, about as easy as he probably going to get all season long. Snap placement, kick on the way, and it is good. So we have ourselves a 7-point ball game with 2 minutes and 9 seconds left in the second quarter. The 49ers, 14, Rams, 7, as they're live at SoFi Stadium in Los Angeles. And this is an NFC West matchup, a battle of 3-1 NFC West teams. Whoever wins this game tonight will be in first place in the NFC West. So this is a big game for both teams. It is not an indicator of what this season will end up being for the NFC West. It's still wide open. Seattle playing really good football. Even Arizona, to a certain extent, is still playing good football despite them losing last Thursday night. So this division is wide open, and a lot of people are considering this division the best in football. And the way that these teams are playing tonight, you'll be hard-pressed not to agree. Matthew Stafford goes out there, does his job, and now Mac Jones has an opportunity to facilitate a 2-minute drill. Kyren Williams getting appreciation and adulation for his efforts getting the ball into the end zone. And here's the kickoff. Low line drive kick, and Sky Moore couldn't corral it, but he was able to get it. And not the best kick I've seen in the world. He was able to get past the 30-yard line, and that's going to set up the 49ers at about the 34-yard line. So right now, Mac Jones passes under 10 yards, 10 air yards. 9 of 10 for 100 yards, 2 touchdowns and 1 drop. So right now, Mac Jones is cooking, for the exception of that incomplete pass by Bourne that he clearly should have caught. Mac Jones has been playing a quarterback position tonight about as good as you would want your backup quarterback to play, or any quarterback rather. On the 1st and 10, McCaffrey in motion. Mac Jones has time. Ball looked like it was tipped at the line of scrimmage. And that's going to take us to the 2-minute warning. So Mac Jones' pass was tipped at the line of scrimmage. 2 minutes left in the first half. 14-7. San Francisco 49ers holding on to a 7-point lead. What's going on, Desi? Appreciate you for being here. The Saints defense as well. Not a rattler truther by any means, but there are Hall of Fame quarterbacks who started in similar situations. I'm just saying. Yeah, I just think that people just want a finished product right now, and I understand. I mean, the Saints have been a disaster. Haven't been to the playoffs in the last 4 seasons. So people want to see prosperity. They want to see good quarterback play. I understand that. I get it. But look, Rome wasn't built in a day, and anybody that you get at the quarterback position is probably going to require work unless you get yourself a veteran quarterback. So I think that the Saints are trying to do what they can to try to get better every single week. It definitely was a step in the right direction versus what they did against Seattle or what they did against Buffalo. I know people are not talking about moral victories. They don't want to accept that. But the reality is the New Orleans Saints aren't good this season. And there are certain things that you have to look for this season in order to keep your sanity. If you're looking at the New Orleans Saints from the eyes of a Super Bowl contending, playoff contending team, then I just feel like you kind of doing yourself a disservice there. Everybody wants the Saints to be good if you're a Saints fan, but it doesn't seem like that's the case. And what you have is a quarterback room that needs to learn how to win, learn how to play the quarterback position at the highest level. And unfortunately, that's going to take some time and maybe a lot of losses in the process. Last time we seen Jake Haener start, he got shutout in the first half and had 2 turnovers. Yeah, and an awful quarterback rating. Awful. We just watched a quarterback throw the ball behind a wide receiver and he adjusted. It's amazing what happens, right, when you help out your quarterback. Instead of just waiting and trying to get the right pass thrown to you. Don't confuse criticism with hate. Hi, TJ. What's going on, Desi? Appreciate you for being here. Receivers got to catch the ball too. Yeah, I mean, every pass is not going to be ideal. Every pass is not going to be like right in the bread basket. Receive is not helping him out either. Yeah, we're talking about the receivers. Yeah. Man, honestly, tonight, we want to just watch the NFC West matchup. Look, I get it, man. Like when it comes to the quarterback position of Spencer Rattler and stuff, but man, we can talk about this blue in the face. But at the end of the day, regardless to what quarterback's out there, they're gonna need some work. 2nd and 10, Mac Jones under center, and a play action. He rolls to his left, looking, has all type of time, and he passes the ball. This time, Bourne actually catches the ball. He's saying to feed him, but if you dropping passes like you did on the last drive, they might leave you malnourished, my friend. I'm sorry. But a good bounce back. And credit to Mac Jones for just going right back to his former teammate, his former New England Patriot teammate, their teammates once again in San Francisco. So the who's who of the wide receiver room for the 49ers are getting it done so far tonight. Mac Jones under center again. McCaffrey in motion. He's back to pass. Looking. That pass is caught. Well, it should have been caught, but the ball knocked out his hands by the linebacker. And Lampman, who is a very underrated linebacker, guy that just plays tough, just Johnny on the spot most of the times, not the most athletic guy in the world, but he's a football player. And as you can see, I mean, the tight end tried to go for the ball, and Lampman is right there with his helmet to knock the ball away. So really good coverage right there. And, it seems like he's a little shaken up right now. So he's trying to figure out what's going on with him as we are at the minute and 16-second mark in the second quarter. They're taking a commercial break. Hopefully Lampman is okay after a very impressive defensive play right there. That was my last one. Look, I get it, man, but I'm not saying like people can't talk about it. Of course, like you can talk about it, but it's like, I mean, none of these quarterbacks in a New Orleans Saints room are perfect. It's just not. It's never like if they decide to go with Tyler Shuck, then guess what? I mean, he's probably gonna leave something to be desired. Going with Spencer Rattler, he leaves something to be desired. So, I just think that it's just going to take some time. It's going to take some time for the Saints to, one, figure out what they actually have in the quarterback room and try to fix it, or one of these quarterbacks emerge to live up to, their potential. Whatever it may be. I just hope that it happens so, Saints fans can finally breathe a sigh of relief when it comes to the quarterback position. Steve, that's a fact. You can see a guy one time and say he don't have it, but you can see a guy 10 times and blame everyone around him. Make it make sense. Well, look, I mean, I don't know, man. At the end of the day, you can say he had 10 opportunities to play, but I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know, man. I think that football is the ultimate team sport. I just want people to understand that. And I don't compare it to like other teams where you'll look at other players that may have just started, like Jackson Dart. He won a game versus the Chargers, but his defense also gave him 2 turnovers, gave him, gave him opportunities to be able to go out there, and the pass rush was on point that day. So I just think there's a lot of things that have to fall into place in order for you to win. But yeah, Spencer Rattler does leave a lot to be desired, but I just think that he's not a finished product. And it's going to take some time, but that's with any quarterback for the Saints. Like it's going to take some time. I think if Spencer Rattler, like this is the reality. If Spencer Rattler played the way that he has, and the Saints, let's just say, were like 1-3 or 2-2, I don't think he would be getting critiqued the way that he is right now. I just think that it's the fact that, he's leaving a lot to be desired and the Saints are losing. 2nd and 10. Mac Jones in the gun. All right, as he makes the adjustments at the line of scrimmage, he sends Bourne in motion. And he tells him to step up to the line of scrimmage. And here's the snap. They hand the ball off to Christian McCaffrey, and that is a flag, and I'm pretty sure they're going to call that on Bourne. All right, I'm pretty sure that's going to be a legal formation. Because he didn't even, you can tell, he didn't know where he was. Yep. Yeah, I mean, I seen that coming a mile away. When he didn't know where he was supposed to be on the field, and Mac Jones was telling him to step out, that's going to be a legal formation. And sure enough, it was. So just a little bit of a brain fart right there for Bourne, but you probably got to chunk that up to the fact that he doesn't have the experience being out there as a starter. I mean, the 49ers are missing a lot of players out there, so probably going to be some miscommunication, guys that not lined up correctly. Hopefully they get it together. Sky Moore goes in motion on a 3rd and 10, and the play clock ticks down, and they call the timeout. So a little bit confusion right there. It seemed like Kyle Shanahan not very happy with the formation, but, he's frustrated. But what do you expect? A lot of these guys are practice squad guys, probably haven't been with the team very long, or probably haven't played with the first team all season. So to take a look at Jared Verse, who has the honor of going up against the best left tackle, one of the best left tackles in the past decade in Trent Williams. It's not an easy matchup for anybody. Even though Trent Williams has given up a lot of pressures this season, giving up a lot of sacks. Probably is one of his worst numbers statistically this season, but he's still one of the best to do it. All right, so on the 3rd and 10, Mac Jones sends Bourne in motion. Here's the snap. He's looking some more. He checks it down, and he gets it to the tight end this time. All right. So he's able to go right back to his tight end there. And this is 1st and 10, 54 seconds. Clock continues to move under the 1 minute mark. Here's the snap. Mac Jones in the pocket, throws. His pass is caught. And Robinson seemed like this is his number 1 receiver tonight. So the clock continues to tick. 49ers with 1 timeout remaining. So they still have their playbook still wide open. 2nd and 2. Mac Jones gets the snap. That pass is incomplete. And Lake on the coverage right there tries to get it to Marquez Valdez-Scantling, but it stops the clock at 26 seconds. 3rd and 2 for the 49ers. As we look at Eddie Pinheiro, came over to the 49ers after Jake Moody was released by the team, struggled kicking field goals. Jake Moody was one of the most accurate kickers in college football, was an MVP of the East-West Shrine game coming out of college, and a 3rd-round draft pick, only for him to get cut by the 49ers. And here's a handoff to Christian McCaffrey, gets up the field, and that's enough for the first down. 22 seconds left, and they try to hurry up to the line of scrimmage, gives the ball back to the referee, and Mac Jones is probably going to try to clock this, and he does with 13 seconds left in the second quarter. So what you're doing is, you still got your playbook wide open. You're holding on to the timeout. So you can probably take a couple shots down the field to try to see if you can come away with a touchdown or even play the sidelines. And if you can't get out of bounds, you still can call your final timeout and maybe set up a field goal to be able to take a 17-7 lead with you into the locker room. But regardless, the playbook wide open for the 49ers on a 2nd and 10. Mac Jones in the gun. Here's the snap. Tries to get around the corner. He gets the ball off, and he tries to get it to Valdes-Scantling again, and he doesn't get sacked that time, but the defender was coming around the corner to take his head off, but he's able to get the ball out of his hands, so 3rd and 10. So it depends on how long it would take you to be able to develop this play. You still have a chance to try to take a shot at the end zone. And if that doesn't work, you can bring out Pinheiro to be able to kick a field goal to give you a 10-point lead going into the locker room. But anyway, 3rd and 10. But the Rams, they will use one of their timeouts. Maybe they want to just take a look at the offensive play design, try to see how the defense can be able to counteract it. So timeout by the Rams, their second timeout used this half. They have one remaining. So taking a look at next Thursday night's game, Jalen Hurts and the undefeated Philadelphia Eagles versus rookie Jackson Dart and the New York Football Giants. Philadelphia Eagles right now are undefeated, have an opportunity to play this Sunday. And will they be undefeated next week going into the game versus the Giants? We'll find out. But an NFC East matchup between the Giants and the Eagles. 3rd and 10, 9 seconds left in the second quarter. The offense of the 49ers trying to find a way to get 6 points on the board before they have to possibly kick a field goal. Mac Jones in the gun. Christian McCaffrey in the backfield with him. And they just hand the ball off to Christian McCaffrey. He gets up the field, still fighting for extra yards. Might want to go down, Christian. And timeout with 2 seconds left. I don't necessarily like that move by Christian McCaffrey. Like you have about 3 or 4 guys trying to bring you down. It's good to just get tackled so you can use your timeout. Too much time being utilized there, but they still leave 2 seconds left on the clock to be able to kick a field goal to stretch this league out to lead out to 10. Trying to stretch the lead out to 10 is the 49ers. And Pinheiro, once again, only been with the team for a few weeks, trying to earn his keep still. All right, so here we go. 37-yard attempt. Snap, placement, kick on the way, and it is right down Broad Street and good. So the 49ers extend their lead to 10 going into the locker room. Mac Jones playing about as good as you want him to play. And you have to be impressed with Mac Jones in the way that he is facilitating his football and executing a game plan of Kyle Shanahan. But keep in mind, this is a first-round draft pick coming out of Alabama. And sometimes we know that sometimes players go to teams that don't necessarily put them in the right position to succeed. This could be one of those teams that gets Mac Jones on track and, of course, possibly get him another opportunity to be a starter on someone else's team maybe next year. But once again, this is the State of the NFL podcast. We hit halftime, score 17-7, San Francisco. I'm not making excuses for Rattler, but I can't charge the games last year against him. You and Mac Jones were trash. Yeah, and Mac Jones were trash with New England. That's what I'm saying, man. We got to allow these quarterbacks to kind of go through the motions. Like this is like, I mean, like take a look at Mac Jones. Like take a look at him. Like this man was pitiful in New England. Now this man out here aligned himself with a 49ers coach and Kyle Shanahan that could put him in the right position to succeed. And next thing you know, now he's playing some quality football. Like, man, situations matter. And it's not always so much about, like, oh, man, this dude don't have it right away or not. Like, sometimes, man, it just takes some time. It takes some guys longer than others, and sometimes it takes situations to change. I just think that we'd be so quick to try to throw guys away like they don't have any redeeming qualities. Like everybody's story is not always like he came out the gate looking like he was the next big thing. I just think that guys need to develop sometimes. Sometimes you have more of a finished product, more of a polished product than others. But if a guy is starting like developing and you see some qualities that, that have improved in his game, like I think people need to focus on that. I already said, I just think that it all just comes down to, does the guy get better? Like, can he improve on the things that he's limited in? Sometimes it'll be like an easy fix where a guy will probably adjust in the next couple of weeks, and then there's times where it's probably going to take a process. I didn't say that at all. I'm saying New Orleans probably not a good destination for him. A lot of talent, right? TJ, that knack, like Shuck, gonna come behind the O line and by God, yeah. I mean, and be God. I mean, look, all I know is, all I know is, man, both of these quarterbacks are a work in progress. So it's not like somebody about to just come off the bench and then all of a sudden, like, oh my goodness, like, what are we watching here? Like, man, if I don't know, man. I don't want to keep on having these type of I don't want to keep on having these type of debates, man. It's pointless. Like we up here like going at Spencer Rattler like the next person on the bench like can probably do better. Like, I don't think that Tyler Shuck can do better than what Spencer Rattler is doing. He can probably do something like if you want the deep ball, maybe he can probably throw the ball down the field a little better than Spencer Rattler, but will he lack in other areas that maybe Spencer Rattler thrives and does better in? Like, so I don't know. Like, okay, are you willing to like put him on the bench so you can see a deep ball down the field that might get completed, might get incomplete, and like, I don't know. And trust and believe, man, if Tyler Shuck was ready, trust and believe that the Saints will put him out there. Kellen Moore and his staff drafted Tyler Shuck. So that's my point. Like, it's not like they just holding him out like, oh, man, we don't want people to see this. Hey, I just think that they feel Rattler is the better of the quarterbacks right now. Regardless of if you feel like he leaves a lot to be desired or not. Like, neither one of these guys at this point are going to lead the Saints anywhere. They sure do, and we don't have a good situation at all. If Rattler was a first or second round pick that was developing and making improvements like he has, Saints fans would be more patient. I think if he won a game or two, they probably would understand. But it's the fact that he is not a finished product and the Saints are losing. That's the biggest gripe. That's the biggest gripe. If they probably won games and Spencer Rattler was struggling a little bit in certain areas, I don't think people would be lambasting him like they're doing right now. Facts, CJ. Look at Matthew Stafford all them years in Detroit, then comes to the Rams first season, wins. Look at Baker Mayfield. The right system matters. Some guys are more finished products than others. Some guys just need the right situation to go to. Yeah, and look at Burrow. If he was on a team like Philly, it would be over. Yeah, Rattler needs to go somewhere else because he had like 3 coaches in New Orleans, still 0 wins. I mean, you basically, you basically answered your own question there, man. You basically answered your own, like, that's hard for any quarterback to be able to deal with. But like I said, you combine that and the fact that football is the ultimate team sport and you need certain things to go your way, especially in those nip and tuck games. Spencer Rattler won't really lose the game for you, but I'm here to tell you, Shuck, more of a gunslinger that going to throw picks. None of these guys, I'm telling you right now, none of these guys are going. If Tyler Shuck, I mean, I hope that I'm wrong, but if Tyler Shuck was out here starting, we'll be talking about the same thing. We'll be like, it'll just be different people talking about it. I mean, that's just the truth, man. Like, both of these guys, both of these guys leave a lot to be desired. I keep telling y'all this. Like, this debate is like kind of insane. It's almost like, okay, man, it's like talking about, what would you want, an orange or apple? They both fruit, it's kind of, or what do you want, a green apple or a red apple? Like, they both the same. Like, you probably have one, probably one thrives in a certain area that the other one doesn't. And then, you probably have it vice versa. So, like I said, if maybe Tyler Shuck would throw the deep ball down the field. Maybe you'll probably see more deep passes down the field. But, when it comes to like reading pressure or something like that, getting sacked multiple times, he probably would do that too. So it's like, both of these quarterbacks, if you've seen both of them play, it'll be like, okay, man, Tyler Shuck probably would have threw that pass down the field. And, man, Spencer Rattler probably would have checked that thing down. So Kellen is the last coach to be on a hot seat. And Kellen Moore not on a hot seat at all. Like, seat ain't even warm at all. Ain't remotely warm. Like, ain't got no heat coming up off the seat. TJ, the Saints pass on not one, but two, but multiple quarterbacks. Now they have what they have. We just have to hope that they develop. Yep, you had opportunities, man, to be able to nip this in the bud, but maybe you was caring too much about the feeling of Drew Brees or didn't really plan for the future. The debate is crazy, and I barely speak on that. But I'm going to say this. Isn't the same people calling for Shuck with the same ones begging for Rattler during preseason? Now they got Shuck, LOL, these fans. Yeah, man, I'll just say it's like the Buzz Lightyear complex, right? I mean, everybody just wants the shiny new toy. It reminds me of this episode of The Simpsons, right? There was this episode where Fat Tony and the mob like came and helped out Marge like start a business, and they was like shaking people down and scaring away the competition so her business can thrive. So anyway, they ended up trying to collect money from Marge and Homer, and then the next thing you know, the rival competition ended up bringing in a Chinese triad, and they was like fighting outside on the Simpsons lawn, and they had this one Japanese triad guy that was just standing there in the middle as the other one was fighting. And Homer was like, and Marge was like, Homer, let's go inside. And Homer was like, well, the Chinese guy hasn't done anything yet. It's going to be good. And then all of a sudden, like, he closed the door. And I guess he does like this crazy karate move. But it's like, that's how people feel. Like, because we haven't seen this dude do anything, we know it's going to be excited, right? We getting all excited to try to see what he can actually do. But I'm telling you, man, if Tyler Shuck was ready in any way, they would have put him out there because they want to see him play. Why? Like, this is one of their first major decisions as a staff. So, of course, they want him to succeed. And if they felt like he can beat out Rattler or make you feel like, they don't need Rattler, trust and believe he'll be out there. Trust and believe. A lot of fans flip-flop. Aloha, Doc. What's going on, Stu? The backup quarterback is always the most popular guy on terrible teams. as if he's the savior. Eminem, what makes you think what he has showed? I don't know, man. I just don't think that the dude a finished product yet. I don't think he's a finished product. The only thing you can ask is a quarterback being better than what he was last year. And Spencer Rattler as a quarterback, he's better than he was last year. Like, yeah, he hasn't won a game, but like I said, at the same time, like that's like football is a team sport. And it's not about making like excuses for him. That's just a fact. That's just a fact, man. Like, like he's a 5th-round quarterback. So of course he's not going to be like polished. Everything is not going to be perfect and pristine. Like, you got to work towards that. I'm just saying, any quarterback that you have is going to require some work. If the New Orleans Saints go to the NFL draft and draft a quarterback, and that quarterback ends up like coming to the team, like he's going to be a work in progress. It's going to be a work in progress. I just don't want y'all to be stressing yourself out about this stuff. Because any quarterback that comes in, unless you about to get like a Joe Burrow or something like that, because Cincinnati just tired of the injuries, like you're going to have a quarterback that's going to be struggling. Facts. There was the draft pick. There, guys. So if Rattler was anything close to a starter, they would have, but it's not. And I'm glad the coach is not forcing it just because he was a high draft pick. I guess we're talking about Shuck there, but yeah, I agree with you, Chosen. I got what you're saying. You meant Shuck. Yeah. If he was ready, they would put him out there. They drafted him. The New Orleans Saints do not have like the coaching regime of Kellen Moore and his coaching staff. They don't have like no type of allegiance to Spencer Rattler. They inherited Spencer Rattler. So it's not like, oh man, we got to make Spencer Rattler start. We got to make this thing happen. Like, we see that all the time. Like, where a coach comes in, drafts his quarterback, and the quarterbacks that were there are on borrowed time. Y'all was so patient with Carr, who was in the league 75 years and had 54 yards against the Giants, but y'all too good for Rattler. Got it. His excuses. Spencer is Dennis Allen pick. I agree. He is Dennis Allen pick, which would justify Kellen Moore starting Tyler Shuck. But he didn't. So we have to ask ourselves why. Like, Kellen Moore, this ain't his first rodeo. He's worked with quarterbacks in the past. All right, so start of the second half. And this is return by Smith. Smith gets around the side. He spins, and really good return right there by Smith coming past the 30-yard line. So this is going to set up the Rams in really good position. And Sean McVay, you can tell, like, during this interview, he's extremely frustrated. All right, so here we go. Matthew Stafford on a 1st and 10 in the gun. Got Williams in the backfield, Tutu Atwell in motion. Stafford looking. This pass is caught by Puka Nacua, and he's tackled right away, but he gets about 4 yards on the play. So Matthew Stafford and the Los Angeles Rams trying to come out of the locker room, trying to pull within 3 of the 49ers. If you're just joining us, the 49ers are without a lot of offensive firepower. No Brandon Ayuk, no George Kittle, no Dwayne Jennings, but no problem tonight. No Brock Purdy. Matthew Stafford, high snap, steps up in the pocket. That pass is caught. I mean, it's the who's who of receivers tonight. There's Davis Allen. I'm looking like, who the heck is this? I thought that was Ferguson again. But, I mean, these guys are making plays, man. Really good adjustment right there. Bobbles the ball, but able to maintain possession. And here's the handoff here to Williams. Tries to get up the field, gets past the line of scrimmage, but there is a flag on the play. Let's see what that is about. You got a defender of the 49ers pointing towards the Rams, saying it's on them. So let's see what this is. As we take a look at everybody's favorite referee, Bill Vinovich. Holding. So offsetting penalties right there. That's going to replay this down. So offsetting penalties has the Rams still at 1st and 10. So Winnington on the sidelines after making some really good catches on that drive that led to a Rams touchdown. 1st and 10 for Matthew Stafford. He's in the gun. Sends Allen in motion. Here's a handoff, a delayed handoff to Williams, and he gets past the line of scrimmage, about 3 or 4 yards on the play. It's going to bring up 2nd down. So Kyron Williams tonight, stats consist of 8 carries for 30 yards, 3.8 average. Not the best average in the world, but running the ball pretty effectively and has had some really solid runs. 2nd and 6 for the Los Angeles Rams. They send Whittington in motion. Now they send Puka Nacua in motion. And here's the handoff. Well, no, excuse me. Faked out the cameraman. And they tried to get it to Whittington, but that pass is incomplete. So 3rd and 6. Play action so good, the cameraman got confused. That's when you know a play worked. When the cameraman get lost. Had me lost. What a play action pass. Sean McVay trying to dial up his best play on the 3rd and 6, trying to stay ahead of the chains, trying to convert this 3rd down. So Matthew Stafford. Here's the snap. Looking, throws the ball. And that pass is dropped. Dropped by Kyron Williams, and he would have got the 1st down, and he is frustrated. Justifiably so. So both teams had receivers to be able to catch the ball and run and dropped it. But this is one of those plays yet again. Guys are thinking about what move they're going to make when they catch the ball instead of catching the ball. But here's a 53-yard attempt. So here we go. Snap, placement, kick on the way, and it is Nugget. He shanked it, ladies and gentlemen. Shanked. So Cardi, late to the party, shanks that thing wide right. Looks absolutely exacerbated, but at the end of the day, game still wide open. I'm pretty sure the way that this game is going, they could be relying on him to possibly kick another field goal to maybe win a game. So keep your head up, young man. Keep your head up. So TJ, what's up when young? Hey man, I'm glad you mentioned that. I am glad that you mentioned that, man. I'm glad you mentioned that, my friend. I actually have an interview that's coming out with a good friend of mine, my buddy, Dr. Jesse Moist, orthopedic surgeon to professional athletes. He was on the State of the Saints podcast. I did an interview with him earlier today. I'm going to play that on the State of the Saints podcast channel tomorrow. But I'm going to go ahead for those that are watching this right now. I'm going to give y'all a sneak peek. All right, I'm going to give y'all a sneak peek of a little bit of the conversation that we had. So let me go ahead and pull that up. But yeah, I had a conversation with him earlier to talk a little bit about Chase Young and Cesar, some of these injuries to the New Orleans Saints player. And let me see if I can actually pull that up. But yeah, we had a really good conversation. I spoke to Dr. Moyes for about 25, 30 minutes, man, just about some of the injuries that we've been talking about pertaining to Saints players. Trevor Penning dealing with the turf toe. He broke down what that actually means, because I don't think a lot of people really understand what turf toe is. It sounds like something that isn't that big of a deal when just the sound of it, but he really explained like why that is that hurts so much and why it affects guys being available for their team. But I don't know what this is, man. I mean, look, I broke this thing down into clips. and this is a clip. I'm actually waiting for it to upload here. But, this is a little bit of the conversation that me and Dr. Moyes had. I mean, it was a really good conversation. Like so I will put out the interview in its entirety on tomorrow. All right, so anyway, the 49ers have the ball after a missed field goal in really good field position. Really good field position on a 1st and 10. And now Mac Jones is trying to get back out there and build on some of that momentum that he had in the first half. Here's the handoff to Christian McCaffrey. Gets past the line of scrimmage, still fighting for extra yards. Didn't get much, but keep those legs moving for as many yards as he can. And as we look at this CVS receipt of injuries for the 49ers, Brock Purdy, Ricky Pearsall, Brandon Ayuk, Dwayne Jennings, George Kittle, Nick Bosa, Barch is out. I mean, this entire team is decimated with injuries. But I tell you, like, this is what a really good coach can do for you. In situations like this, still put you in a position where you can actually be in a game. Mac Jones, looking, can knit a sweater in that pocket, and that incomplete miscommunication right there between him and the wide receiver. But what do you expect when guys are coming off the practice squad? Not many reps, not much chemistry. Guys are just out here basically playing pitch and catch tonight. So 3rd and 8 for the San Francisco 49ers, and the frustration continues for Kyle Shanahan, understanding that some of these plays would work if you actually had some starters out there. Mac Jones in the gun. Rams showing pressure. Picked up. Christian McCaffrey picks up the blitz and a pass interference. Williams is guilty of the pass interference call, and he knows it. He knows it. So a bailout by Williams and the Los Angeles Rams secondary as they give the 49ers an automatic first down. And the crazy thing about it was he still would have been short of the line of game. A little bit too overzealous by Williams. Didn't necessarily have to jump on the back of the tight end. All you had to do is allow him to catch. He wouldn't have got the first down anyway. So self-inflicted wounds continue for the Rams. Christian McCaffrey in motion on the 1st and 10. Mac Jones looking. And that pass is caught by Bourne. And again. And Mac Jones looked like he's a little shaken up there. I don't know what's going on there. Oh, wait a minute. So Mac Jones looking. Clean pocket, looking some more. And he takes a shot as he throws the pass downfield to Bourne. Let's see what happens. And yeah, he takes a shot. So Jared Verse making his presence felt. Despite Mac Jones getting off the ball, he's going to feel that one in the morning. 16 of 25, 198 yards for Mac Jones right now, who is cooking it up. And here's a toss play to Christian McCaffrey. He tries to get upfield, gets about 3 yards on the play, bringing up 2nd down. So Mac Jones trying to shake it off. You can really tell that he's feeling the effect of that shot. And he's limping pretty hard there. He's trying to give it everything that he has. He understands the opportunity that he has right now. He tries to stay in the game and trying to tough it out. And you can tell they just basically ran this toss play because they understand that Mac Jones needed some time to kind of compose himself. Compose himself. 2nd and 8, Mac Jones under center. Here's the handoff to Brian Robinson, getting himself some action here. Alabama on Alabama action right there. Former teammates at the University of Alabama, Mac Jones and Brian Robinson. And Mac Jones continues to try to shake it off. So as you can see, Mac Jones, he does wear a knee brace. You see the bulky, leg there because of the knee brace that he wears underneath his socks. And this is 3rd and 3 for the 49ers, trying to keep the chains moving and trying to get a first down instead of having to settle for a field goal. Mac Jones looking, quick pass. That pass is caught again. He goes to Bourne, and Bourne continues. Hits the Ric Flair who is actually in the house tonight, but he's rooting for the Rams, but Bourne hitting a Ric Flair, woo, for the first down. So this is the chemistry that Bourne and Jones have from their time in New England. You can tell he's going to them constantly, and another remember me shot by the Rams defense. So Mac Jones is standing there, standing strong in the pocket, taking shots, but is still getting up off the canvas. Bourne in motion, 1st and 10. So here we go. Here's the handoff to Christian McCaffrey, getting up the field. And he gets about 4 or 5 yards on the play. So this is going to bring up 2nd down. Mac Jones again. And a cameraman doing his job, building suspense, making everybody feel that something is seriously wrong with Mac Jones. Clock continues to tick. 8 minutes, 53 seconds left in the third quarter. 2nd and 6 for the 49ers. Mac Jones under center, trying to get the 49ers into the end zone for the 2nd time tonight. Play action, looking, throws, caught, Bourne again. And Bourne is just taking over this game. And I'm pretty sure everybody in the crowd that's not a 49ers fan probably wondered to themselves, who the heck is this guy? I mean, he just continues to go to Bourne, and Bourne continues to answer the bell. Outside of that one drop in the second quarter, Bourne has been automatic. And Sean McVay is just absolutely ticked off right now. Like, can we please cover this guy? All right, so I formation, use check, shifts. Christian McCaffrey tries to get up the field, and the offensive line's pushing him, and he is short about a yard. So this is going to bring up 2nd and goal. Kyle Shanahan calling one of his best games when his team need him to be at his best. And the 49ers are trying to put a stranglehold on this game, as they can go up by 3 scores if they get into the end zone. I formation. Mac Jones under center. And they tried to give it the use check, and no, sir. No, sir. He does not get in. So really good defensive penetration by the defensive line of the Rams. They understand the importance of trying to get a stop. Making a team settle for 3 points instead of 6 in this moment is paramount. But you have to wonder, will they go for it on 4th down if they do not convert on 3rd? Robinson in motion. 3rd and goal. Mac Jones in the gun. Send Juszczyk in motion. And there's a timeout. So the 49ers called their first timeout of the second half, as they understand the importance of this drive, understand that they need to get 6 points, want to make sure everybody's on the same page. Once again, a lot of new faces playing together for the first time as they have a makeshift offense here tonight. So you want to make sure that you have everybody on the same page, they understand their assignments, and you want to call your best player if you're Kyle Shanahan, and you want it to work. So a 30-second timeout was called, and now we see the 49ers on a 3rd and goal, trying to once again put a stranglehold on this game, and maybe even a stranglehold on the NFC West early in the first half of the season. 3rd and goal. Mac Jones in a gun. Sends Valdez-Scantling in motion. Here's the snap. Pressure coming up the middle. And a shot. Mac Jones takes a shot, and Mac Jones, ladies and gentlemen, is down. Mac Jones is down, ladies and gentlemen, and he is in pain. He is in pain, ladies and gentlemen. He is in pain, ladies and gentlemen. And Kyle Shanahan is like, oh my goodness. And Byron Young, comes over around the corner, and I mean, I mean, he comes around the corner, and I mean, a straight shot. Credit to Mac Jones, understanding that this was a big time play, and he is in his absolute pain right now, man. And that does not look good. It does not look good, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully everything turns out to be all right for Mac Jones. He was playing pretty good tonight. He was cooking it up. Looked like he was going to be on a cusp of possibly resurrecting his career, and hopefully it's not anything that would prohibit that from happening. So I want to send prayers up to Mac Jones as he is down on the field. That is unfortunate. Very, very unfortunate. So the 49ers trying to hold on to this game. So Kyle Shanahan on the fourth down has a tough decision to make. Is he going to try to go for it on fourth down, possibly try to make it, or are they going to go for the 3 points? San Francisco 49ers already decimated with injuries, especially on the offensive side of the football. You're probably going to be going with Martinez. Adrian Martinez, he's 6'2", 220 pounds out of Kansas State in his first season. Started off with the Jets, signed by the 49ers, and, serving as the backup quarterback tonight. And I'm pretty sure it's probably going to be a huge drop-off in quarterback play. TJ shows when a GM knows who to build a roster with, all the injuries 49ers have, and they still look formidable. Yep. Well, but man, it's unfortunate for Mac Jones. It really is, man. I hope that brother pulls through. But that did not look good, man. Him holding his leg like that. It's unfortunate. But speaking of injuries, I spoke with Dr. Jesse Moyes today, orthopedic surgeon, and this is a little bit of some of the conversation that we had. A lot of people are saying that if the New Orleans Saints knew that there was a possibility that Chase Young would be out this long, why didn't they put him on IR? Dr. Moyes, is there a chance that maybe the diagnosis wasn't as clear early? Maybe they thought that it wasn't going to last as long as it did. Like, what is the process? Like, how do you find that type of stuff out? How do you find out about a calf injury like that? Like, what are the steps for you to decide, like, how long a player is going to be out? Like, how does that work out?
So traditionally, when you see that, you initially evaluate the player either on the field, on the in the exam room, wherever you are, and then it's usually pretty straightforward. Usually they're super tender. The grade 2s are the moderates. You can't really put weight down. You're like walking with crutches a lot of the times, or at least early on. Sometimes they'll get an MRI. I usually use ultrasound. You can use an MRI as well if you want. Ultrasound's really sensitive. Some of the older docs just weren't trained in it, so they don't have access to it. But these guys all have access to it at this point. If it's just a grade 1 or a mild strain, then a lot of the times they don't want to shut them down for a month. The risk of missing the whole month is not really worth it, because what if you can come back in 2 weeks or 3 weeks, right?
Right.
And remember, they only have so many spots on the IR and set to return, so they have to kind of be selective about who. You have Foster Moreau, you have Taysom Hill, you have all these guys who were on IR and then kind of coming back. So there's only so many spots that you have available. If they're like, hey, this isn't overly concerning, is it as an IR candidate? No, probably not. Right. That may have changed a week or two later.
So that's a little bit of the conversation that me and Dr. Jesse Moyes has as he was talking about, answering a question. Like, some Saints fans were wondering if Chase Young was injured, then, why didn't they put him on IR if he was going to be missing more than 4 games? So there's your answer. And he kind of expounded on it a little bit more when it comes to the limited spots for individuals that can be on IR to come back for the season. So a lot of good stuff there. Like, so if you want to learn a little bit more about certain diagnosis and, what these injuries actually mean and why some of these guys are out as long as they are, make sure you check out that interview. But Matthew Stafford all day, all night, all afternoon, all evening, and he just throws that ball away. I mean, he can knit a sweater in that pocket. Credit to the offensive line, just nobody was open. And credit to the secondary of the 49ers holding up that long that they're able to neutralize those wide receivers. Because normally, if a quarterback has that much time, you got yourself a wide receiver probably breaking off his route. But anyway, a little tempo here for the Rams on a 2nd and 10. Matthew Stafford in a gun. He's in an empty backfield. He's looking, going through his progressions, throws the ball downfield. Yeah, and it's caught by Tutu Atwell for the first down. So a much-needed deep shot down the field. First down, Rams, as they try to get themselves back into the game. So Tutu Atwell started his career with the Houston Texans. He is indeed a burner. And really good catch right there by Tutu. So we have another injured 49er on the field. And, I mean, man, when these guys are playing 2 games in less than a week, and you're going to see a lot of these injuries, man. These guys are still dealing with injuries they sustained from the Sunday's game, and then you got to turn right back around and play again a couple of days later. It's only so much rehab you can do when you're playing 50 and 60 snaps on a Sunday and then having to turn around and play 3 days or 4 days later. And it looked like he's holding his hamstring right there, and you always got to be very mindful of those non-contact type injuries, man. You know, you'd rather see those injuries where, you know, maybe somebody hit someone, but anyway, here's a quick pass right here to Puka Nacua for another first down of the Rams, and the Rams not right now on the move. And the 49ers are just trying to get out of here the best way that they can with a victory, but the Rams are not going to go away quietly, especially when you have a talented wide receiver like Puka. I mean, really good stuff right here. Matthew Stafford looking off defenders and, you know, guys on trying to read his eyes, and Matthew Stafford will make you pay. He will make you believe that he's going to throw your way, and you would just completely throw it in the opposite direction. That is a marksman. That is a veteran. Matthew Stafford in the gun again. Corum in motion. All day for Matthew Stafford. Throws, he checks it down. That pass is incomplete by Corum, and his night kind of, you know, has been a nightmare so far. Outside that 12-yard run, we see a missed catch right there, dropped, and then also the fumble earlier. So as we take a look at Mac Jones, he's still trying to shake off that big shot that he took when Young came around the corner full speed, knocked him down, and, I mean, it looked pretty ugly. So credit to Mac Jones showing that warrior spirit, being able to get back up and trying to shake it off so he can be out there for his team. 2nd and 10. Matthew Stafford, quick pass. That pass is off to Puka Nacua with a convoy. He gets up the field, and that's enough for a first down. So really good play design right there. You get the pass off real quick to Puka Nacua. You got about 3 or 4 lead blockers out ahead, and it's up to Puka Nacua to decide which way he wants to go. So you got 3 guys blocking downfield, 4 if you count the offensive lineman who's down the field. So really good play design right there by Sean McVay. Getting the ball into the hands of your playmaker, Nacua, and really good blocking down the field. All right, so here we go. 1st and goal, Matthew Stafford under center this time. Nacua moves in motion. Here's a delayed handoff. This is to Williams, and Williams fight forward, and he's about 2 yards short of a touchdown. So this is going to set up a 2nd and goal at the 2. As the clock ticks, as we get closer to being under 4 minutes in the 3rd quarter, Kyle Shanahan taking a look at how he wants to approach the offense and when he has to call plays when the offense is out there on the field, and the Rams trying to get back into this game. Matthew Stafford, 2nd and goal. Down 20-7. Snap, quick pass, and that pass is caught. Puka Nacua. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is a touchdown. Puka Nacua doing everything that he can. Sean McVay understands that was a huge drive, and Puka Nacua coming through for his team. Once again, really good play design right here. You got Devontae Adams basically, setting up a block or a screen there and eliminates two defenders. And you have Puka Nacua just come right underneath for a 2-yard touchdown. And Cardi is trying to kick the extra point to put the Rams within 6. Mac Jones still trying to walk it off. All right, so here we go. Joshua Cardi. And here he goes. Snap, placement, kick on the way, and it is good. So we got ourselves a 6-point ball game with 3 minutes, 45 seconds left in the third quarter. The 49ers are holding on to a 20-14 lead. And that pass is caught. Really, once again, good play design. Matthew Stafford been doing it for a long time. And Sean McVay, you think he wants this game? Look at the intensity in his eyes. They understand what this game means. I mean, this is a big game for both teams. Of course, they have to play each other again. They're division rivals. But this is a way for you to be able to get a stranglehold on the division early. And you control your own destiny. And that's what teams want. They want to be able to control their own destiny. Can't wait to see the rest. Yeah, I'll make sure I have that uploaded on tomorrow, man. Make sure that y'all be able to check it out. The rule of the artery is supreme. Great show. Press the like and hype button. Scams are back in it. I've always liked the Rams helmet, but that's the only thing I like about them. Who? What's up with it, Jones? Hey, what's going on, Ross, man? Appreciate you for being here, man. Appreciate you for being here. Yeah, this is a good game so far, which I anticipated. Regardless to what the 49ers have out there, you have a really good coach in Kyle Shanahan. So having a really good coach in Kyle Shanahan is beneficial to the 49ers. If they didn't have Kyle Shanahan, they probably wouldn't be in this position that they're in right now. Probably wouldn't have what they have on the field right now. It probably wouldn't look formidable at all. This is why coaching matters, ladies and gentlemen. I know people want to talk about the Willies and the Joes, but the coach that can dial up the X's and the O's. So how y'all feeling, man? How y'all think this game gonna pan out? I think it's still close enough to be wide open. I mean, it's just a 6-point ball game. Y'all think the 49ers gonna pull it off, or you'll think the Rams gonna win? I'm gonna be honest, man. That shot that Mac Jones took, I'm still a little concerned. Like I respect the fact he's gonna go back out there and give it a try, but man. I mean, I don't know the severity of his injury, but credit to him out there battling and trying to do everything that he can. Areco tries to get up the field, and that is not his wheelhouse. But they're saying it's a fumble. Smith picks up the ball, but they whistle it dead. But they called it down by contact. So, I mean, I thought we had a little excitement there. Wait, that would have been a turn of events. 3 minutes, 40 seconds left in the third quarter. And, that's a fumble, ladies and gentlemen. That is a fumble. That is a fumble, ladies and gentlemen. They're holding him up. He's holding. Yep, that is a fumble. That's a fumble, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, that's a fumble. That is a fumble. He wants to challenge it. But can you challenge that? That's the question. They whistle it dead. It's down by contact. They whistled the play dead. So because they whistled the play dead, but let's see. But did they whistle the play dead? That's the question. if the 49ers still maintain possession, they got away with murder. I can tell you that right now, folks. I mean, that was a fumble. That is clear as day. Like the Rams or not, whether you're a fan of the team or not, that is a fumble. And you can't challenge it. And the Rams fan, justifiably so, are ticked off. I would too. I'm gonna be honest. I would be ticked off. That is some BS. But look who's at the scene of the crime, Mr. Bill Vinovich, ladies and gentlemen. So what do you expect from a Bill Vinovich officiating crew? But 1st and 10, Bourne in motion. And here's a flag, but I guess, because we can't give you what you want, we're going to go ahead and back it up and make it difficult for the opposing team. Okay, there we go. We're going to make it difficult for you. I mean, what do you expect from a Bill Vinovich officiating crew, folks? I'm just being honest. That was clearly a fumble, clear as day. My goodness. I'm actually rooting for Mac Jones in this game. I like a real success story, but at the end of the day, that's just ridiculous. And by rooting for Mac Jones, I mean I'm impartial with the game, but I'm just talking about him trying to go out here and try to resurrect his career. Don't really care who wins tonight. Mac Jones still back in the game after taking that big shot, showing a warrior spirit. 2nd and 9, gives it back to who else but Bourne, who has been extremely active tonight. Bourne 7 catches for 105 yards, and the Patriots are like, where the hell was this when we were in New England? If you would have put forth this type of effort, you would have still been there, Kendrick. All right, but anyway, 2nd and 9. And they're going to send pressure. Quick pass right there. That pass is caught, and he gets close to the first down. It's Farnell. I mean, so we're seeing a little bit of tempo here from the 49ers. If you're the offensive line, man, you do not let anyone, and I mean absolutely anyone, touch Mac Jones for the rest of the night. That includes if you got to hold a person and he gets under there, and I don't know if he got it or not, man. He might be a little short. Oh, and they're going to give him the first down. I don't know. I guess. First down. First down for the 49ers. Let me take a look. And once again, credit to Mac Jones right here. I mean, look, guy takes a shot on the knee, and he's still out there trying to do a QB sneak on a QB power play. And Juszczyk is like, man, hold on, wait a minute. Let me block in front of you, man. And what are they going to do? They're going to call. All right, so they're going to challenge this play. And I'm going to be honest, man. I don't know if this is a first down or not. We got to see. Like, Mac Jones did lean forward, but where was the ball at the time when he leaned? Was the ball past the sticks? There we go. And it brings up 4th down. So decision time for the 49ers. If you're Kyle Shanahan, limited, depleted, you go for this. I know where you are. I understand where you are, but you got to go for this. Yep, his knee was down. I understand why Mac Jones decided to kind of lean forward. Of course, he was protecting his leg there, if you can tell. He didn't want to expose his leg to a defender there. So they're going for it, and justifiably so. This is a big game. You're limited, and you're just trying to get out of here. I mean, look, you're going to have a mini bye when it's all said and done. All right, so are they going to do the QB sneak here? He sneaks forward, puts his head down, and he has a first down this time. That will be a first down. So move those chains for the San Francisco 49ers as they get another first down. And Mac Jones takes it himself again, but this time is able to lean forward. Really good penetration by the offensive line. Mac Jones just leans forward. What a gutsy performance by Mac Jones, by the way. I mean, you have to believe that a guy dealing with a knee injury and you have to push forward and here we go. What the heck is going on here? So Kyle Shanahan saying that I ain't trying to bring my timeouts home with me. That is his second timeout of the third quarter. And this type of game, you might want to reserve some of those timeouts. And it's that Eli Apple on the sidelines in street clothes. Hey, TJ, does the season for the Saints remind you of the 2005 season? No, it doesn't. It doesn't, man. That was just completely different circumstances. Like, man, everything that happened with Hurricane Katrina and city was decimated. I mean, I look at it two different ways, man. Right now, the Saints are just kind of just going through the motion, trying to rebuild something. They trying to rebuild the team. In 2005, they were trying to rebuild the city. So, yeah, I think it's two different cases. So Kyle Shanahan, masterful performance tonight. Mac Jones, the trigger man, masterful performance tonight. 1st and 10, 1 minute left in the third quarter. Farnell in motion. Mac Jones under center. Send Valdez-Scantling. And here we go. We got a convoy trying to get around the corner. It's Christian McCaffrey pushing. They whistle the play dead, but he gets about 5 yards on the play. So clock continues to tick. The clock is your friend right now if you're the 49ers. You want to, 1, stay ahead of the chains, and 2, just keep that clock moving. You're just trying to get out of here with a victory. You apologize the way the game looks later. Well, probably don't apologize at all because a win is a win, regardless of how you get it. And Christian McCaffrey on the sidelines for this play. Brian Robinson comes into the game. They do a play action here, give it off to Kyle Juszczyk. Juszczyk tried to leap over a man. He stays on his feet, but the referee says that he's short. So his knee does hit the ground, and this might be the last play of the third quarter. So get yourself some electrolytes. Go into the fourth quarter with the ball, 3rd down for the 49ers, and hopefully you can hold on to this lead. And if you're the Rams, you're trying to get these guys off the field. All right, we're going to take a brief break, ladies and gentlemen. Give myself some water. We'll be right back at the start of the fourth quarter. Keep it locked right here to the State of NFL podcast. All right. So on a third down, Chris McCaffrey gets stopped in the backfield. And that's Landman again. Once again, a very underrated linebacker. Just all right. So that forces the 49ers to punt on a 4th and 4. So Thomas Morstead out the punt. And it is returnable. Smith tries to get around the corner. And he gets stacked up. So his efforts are cut short. And wasn't the best punt punt return I've seen. And now they're going to have to drive almost the length of the field. Al Michaels and Kurt Herbstreit calling a game. Al Michaels, the ageless wonder, still doing it at about, how old is Al Michaels? Maybe like 76, 77 years old, still out here calling games, man. He has been a part of some of the most iconic games and moments. Moments like the Miracle on Ice in the 80s, the USA shocking the world, winning the Olympics. Matthew Stafford understand a quick pass off to Puka Nacua, and Nacua trying to fight for extra yards there, but they whistle the play dead, so he gets about 7 or 8 yards on the play, so setting up about a 2nd and 2 or 2nd and 3. Excuse me, Al Michaels is actually 80 years old. 80 years old, still calling plays. Play-by-play guy. Matthew Stafford, plenty of time, checks it down. This is to, I believe is that Davis? Oh, excuse me, Allen. Excuse me. Davis Allen. So Matthew Stafford trying to drive his team down the field to take their first lead of the night. And it couldn't have come in a better time, especially in the 4th quarter. Matthew Stafford looking. 49 trying to get around the corner, and that pass is incomplete. And Devontae Adams was the intended receiver and just could not hook up with Devontae on that play. Man, this is like, when it rains, it pours. But credit to the 49ers, man. They're just out there trying to get through this game and trying to come away with a dub any way that they can. All right, so here we go. Here's the pressure on Matthew Stafford. He gets it out of his hands. This pass is complete. And Kyron Williams is able to get up the field. Credit to Matthew Stafford feeling the pressure coming off of the left side. Able to feel that pressure. So really good pressure pickup right there. Sense that pressure. Excuse me, coming off the right side. My apologies. Coming off the right side there. Matthew Stafford knows who his check down man is, and he gives it right back to the guy who was the check down man on the last play, Kyron Williams, and he does get the first down this time. So the clock continues to tick. Very methodical drive so far by the Rams, just taking what the defense gives them so far and able to slowly matriculate the ball down the field. Matthew Stafford in the gun on a 1st and 10. Snap. Here we go. A little bit of a delayed blitz. Safety coming down neat. And is there going to be a flag on the play? No, it's not. Matthew Stafford is ticked off. I thought maybe he got hit in the face. Matthew Stafford is like, man, where's the flag at? And once again, what do you expect from a Bill Vinovich group? And Matthew Stafford falls on the ground like he got shot with an AK-47. But instead, all right, and there's some questionable activity in the secondary. And they do call a flag, but do they pick it up? So, I mean, he did throw a flag, right? Oh, but anyway. In the gun, Matthew Stafford all day, all night, all afternoon. Flag on a play, and that pass is caught to Devontae Adams, but hold. the phone. There's a flag on the play, and let's see what this is about. Whoa! Illegal use of hands to the face, and that is an automatic first down. So an automatic first down for the Rams. So move the chains. So let's see. You got your hands to the face, and it definitely was that. Matthew Stafford with a really good pass to Devontae Adams. I mean, just zips it right in there. Plenty of time. I mean, the offensive line of the Rams has been really good tonight. Matthew Stafford has had all night to throw the football. He's able to go through his progressions and find a wide open receiver. Looking. Clean pocket again. This pass is caught by Devontae Adams. Gets corralled down. And that is another Rams first down. And right now, the Rams are cooking. And I can tell you this right now, the 49ers are going to have to find a way to get pressure on Matthew Stafford. Because you give Matthew Stafford this type of time, he is going to carve you apart. There's been little to no pressure on Matthew Stafford. He's been able to go through his progressions, able to know where his checkdowns are. The 49ers are going to have to find a way to try to stop this bleeding. Right now, it seems like Matthew Stafford has forever to throw the football. Here's the snap. 1, 2, 3. Plenty of time. Throws it up, and that pass is deflected and incomplete. And Kobe Parkinson, another tight end, was trying to get the ball, and that was a favorable matchup. And he, well, that was a good pass. He should have caught that ball. He should have caught it. I mean, that was a catchable football. And Parkinson's, he's one of those guys that don't get the ball very often. Matthew Stafford, looking, pass, caught. Kyron Williams, touchdown Rams. Touchdown. Kyron Williams. Matthew Stafford hooking up again for the second time tonight. And the Rams coming back from the dead, down 20-7. And now they are a field goal away from taking a 1-point lead. Matthew Stafford putting the team on his back. But credit to the offensive line, protecting Matthew Stafford, allowing him to be able to get the ball down the field. And it's blocked. No good. No good. Special teams continues to struggle in 2025. I don't know if it was blocked or that was just an ugly-ass field goal. But regardless, this game is tied as 20. No, it was blocked. Man, special teams has set the NFL back 100 years this season. Some of the worst special teams play across the board. Man, what is going on with special teams? But this is why, ladies and gentlemen, I tell you, no matter if you're a fan of the Saints, fan of the Rams, fans of the 49ers, this is the reason why you watch all the NFL games. Because you may think that what is going on with your team is just happening with your team. But when you look at what's going on across the NFL, you realize that maybe your team isn't as bad as you think. What is going on with special teams? Somebody explain that to me. In 2025, special teams has been atrocious. But, like, who has a good special teams unit in the NFL? Somebody please tell me. Somebody please tell me who has a good special teams unit, because I can tell you right now, I haven't seen good special teams. I just haven't, ladies and gentlemen. I just have not seen it. Cowboys. I mean, good field goal kicker. A good field goal kicker. I've never seen so many missed blocks in kicks ever, especially in the first 5 weeks. Me neither. I have not seen this. Tracy said the Cowboys. I mean, look, when you got Brandon Aubrey, I mean, he a cheat code, but was there a curse put on special teams across the NFL? I think it's just the fact that all these different rule changes that they've had to special teams is making teams feel like they don't have to put so much emphasis on it. Because, now you can kick. I don't know. Yeah, but you would think that they would, because now you're kicking the ball like in the landing zone instead of like kicking it into the end zone, because it's forcing you to actually not kick the ball out of the end zone and to start, because you're starting at the 35-yard line. So it's kind of forcing teams to have to return kicks. But I don't know. I would think that they would practice this. It seems like nobody practicing special teams anymore. And that goes out of bounds. So the ball will start at the 35-yard line for the 49ers. And right now, the 49ers are going to have to figure this thing out. And once again, the special teams of the Rams has been awful. Of course, we see now what happened in Philly, and the Rams, in all intensive purposes, should have won that football game. And yet again, special teams rears ugly head for the Rams again. And that is not a good look, man. That is not a good thing. That is not a good thing, folks. All right, so 1st and 10 for the 49ers. Mac Jones under center, looking some more. Checks it down to the tight end. He gets around the corner, line of scrimmage, and he takes a huge shot out of bounds. I mean, that was a big-time shot right there. And he looks a little shaken up, so they're going to give him a play off. Speaking of shaking up, Mac Jones earlier in the third quarter took a huge shot from the defender Byron Young on the Rams team, came around the corner when they were in the red zone. He took a clean shot, but credit to him, back out there trying to get a victory for the 49ers. On a 2nd and 8, under center, Valdez-Scantling moved from left to right to left, give the ball off to Christian McCaffrey, and he goes absolutely nowhere. Probably got back to the line of scrimmage, and that's about it. And it seems like the momentum is slowly starting to shift the way of the Rams. Jared Verse in on the action there. Get about as close to the line of scrimmage as you can without going off sides, and just accelerates to Christian McCaffrey. What an athlete right there. 3rd and 8. Kyle Shanahan, Sean McVay, two of the best play callers in the game, trying to get a victory for their team, trying to take a early NFC West lead. Mac Jones throws the ball, and it's incomplete. And Robinson trips. He's looking for a flag. They won't give it to him. And this is going to make the 49ers have to punt this ball away. Jared Verse again lines up over the center, able to get him. And they are just trying to take shots on Mac Jones. They understand that all they need is one good shot on him, and he might not be in the game anymore. So Jared Verse. So back-to-back punts. All right, so here we go. Ball up. That punt is received, and very dangerous right there. I respect Smith for fielding that, but I don't know if that's what you want to do, especially in a tied ball game where you need to have the ball. So right now, Matthew Stafford and the Rams are trying to do what they just did, which is go down the field and score a touchdown. This time, if they score, they got a lead. Taysom Hill is the Saints QB1. I mean, he was in a quarterback room, according to reports. So, but I don't know if he's going to be QB1, but I definitely know he's probably going to be utilized in the red zone as the red zone quarterback. I can tell you that. That I do believe. Say Rams are dirty. Well, Desi, I mean, it's a dirty game. And if you know a guy is dealing with an injury and There's a chance if you knock this dude out the game, it increases your chances of winning and your opponent's chances of losing. I mean, they're going to do it. Niners choke incoming. Yeah, man, I just think, I mean, the Rams are a good football team. And, even the fact that the 49ers are in this game in the first place is nothing short of remarkable. Like, all these injuries. I mean, they don't have their first string receiver. They don't have their second string receiver. They don't have their third string receiver. They don't have their tight end. They don't have their starting offensive lineman. Like, man, like the fact that we have a 2020 ball game with all of those people out of the game is remarkable. It's remarkable. Like, do we have a 2020 ball game? You ain't got your starting quarterback, and it's a 2020 ball game. Is Olave a bust, TJ? No, Chris Olave is not a bust. He's just not a number one receiver, in my opinion. I can't stand the Rams nor the 49ers. This game is crazy. I mean, these NFC West teams, they be playing they be playing. Like last week, we seen a really good game between the Seahawks and the Cardinals, and now we're seeing a really good game between the Rams and the 49ers. All right, so here we go. Matthew Stafford and the Rams got the ball 1st and 10, and they're trying to get into the end zone again. But once again, if they get into the end zone or they kick a field goal, they will have their first lead of the night. So let's see how they facilitate the ball. Let's see how they're able to get down the field if they can. 1st and 10. And here we go. Play action. Looking. Matthew Stafford throws the ball downfield, goes up high, and that pass is incomplete, intended for Davante Adams. A little bit too high right there. Matthew Stafford tried to fit it in there to Davante Adams, and Green on the coverage. So let's take a look at what happened there. So we see a little bit of an out route by Davante Adams. The ball is behind him. I'm thinking maybe Matthew Stafford thought that maybe Davante Adams was going to go to the inside. Instead, he threw it behind him, and that pass is incomplete. All right, so anyway, Atwell in motion. Here's the snap. Matthew Stafford, quick pass right there. He goes right back to Davante Adams. He gets up the field, and he's about a yard short of the first down. This is going to bring up about 3rd and 1. So Davante Adams, back-to-back targets. First one behind him. Second pass in his hands. He gets up the field for 9 yards. Matthew Stafford, 21 of 31, 279 yards and 3 touchdowns. From starting the game off 1 of 2 for 5 yards. And he is cooking right now. 3rd and 1. Atwell in motion again. Snap. Matthew Stafford. Quick pass. And that pass is almost intercepted. And man, Winters could have been a hero right there. But instead, ball just goes right through his hands, man. You got to be able. These are the type of plays that you have to make. When you know that your team is down, decimated with injuries, you got to find a way to come up with that football. Luckily, that ball was not intercepted. Here's the punt. And he angles it towards the sidelines, and it goes out of bounds, or it stays in. And man, and wow. Man, that ball took a turn. And Evans has the ball at about, they down the ball at like the 2-yard line. Man, wow. Whew. And now the 49ers are going to have to drive 98 yards if they want to score a touchdown here. I ain't curious to see Kellen do anything but leave. Man, just got there, man. God dog, man. 49ers backup team better than our starting team. I mean, this is an impressive job, man. We known for Bounty Gate. We shouldn't have called other teams dirty, LOL. Really good punt. Was it? Was it? I don't know, man. I think that's a little bit of luck there. I'm thinking that ball was like, kind of angled towards the sidelines. I don't think, I think that was a little bit of luck there. Lucky for him. They dapping him up, but I don't think he can do that again if he tried. Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good. But who knows? We are a dumpster fire. Anything goes. I don't see him doing that. They need him in a Swiss Army role. Yeah, but I mean, I can see him being in that Swiss Army role, but I can see him like being utilized in the red zone. I think the Saints pretty much showed you what they feel about their red zone offense by them calling that makeshift Philly special right there. Like they feel like they have to put the trickery together in order for them to be able to generate points. Turpin. Yeah, Kavontae Turpin is good too. He's a really good returner. Now, I would say they have a solid special team. I mean, all things considered. Like really good return man in Turpin. Really good field goal kicker. Trying to see if I've seen any mishaps. No, I don't think so. So I guess I have to agree with you. Cowboys have a good special team. Saints need to raid 49ers practice squad. It's funny you said that. I was actually in the school line waiting for my son to get out. Y'all know, man, if you got kids, you got the school line. And one of the teachers that was directing traffic, man, like I said, man, he couldn't do that again if he tried. But anyway, it was one of the teachers that was directing traffic, and he seen that I had the New Orleans Saints license plate on my car, and he was like, we probably gonna need some of y'all players, during the trade deadline. I said, yeah, you're probably right, man. And we kind of joked around a little bit about that. But anyway, 1st and 10, Mac Jones in the gun, looking, quick pass. And that pass did he intercept that? No, but it was a really good defensive play by Landman. And I tell you, man, Landman is playing like some really good football right now. Like this guy's all over the field. He was injured early in the game, but he's still out there giving it his all. So Mac Jones tried to get it to the tight end, but really good defensive play by Landman. And if you're the Rams, you're trying to not allow the 49ers to move this ball at all because it can set up really good field position for you. Mac Jones, second down. This pass is caught by Bourne. Bourne having a big night, over 100 yards. 3rd down. So the 49ers, this is a big time 3rd down play opportunity for the Rams to be able to get a stop. 49ers to try to convert. All right, so 3rd and 1. What are they going to do? 49ers trying to get a 1st down. Rams trying to get a stop. Something has got to give here. As Mac Jones is in the gun on a 3rd down. And here's the snap. Looking. Throws the ball downfield, and that pass is caught again by Bourne. And Bourne again. Not as a man of God, but Bourne again as in another reception by Mac Jones going to his go-to guy of the night. And I'm telling you, if you are a Patriots fan, you're like, what in the world is going on here? How in the world? And Trent Williams basically just stonewalled Jared Verse. It takes his momentum and just slams him into the ground. 9 receptions, 132 yards for Kendrick Bourne. Mac Jones looking some more, steps up. And that pass is caught to Kyle Juszczyk. I like what you did there, Who That Rex. He was born to do it. Just let me know I ain't the only dad on here. 2nd and 6 for Mac Jones and the 49ers. 5 minutes and 55 seconds left. And here's the handoff. This is to Brian Robinson. He leans forward, past the line of scrimmage, gets about 2 yards on the play. This is going to set up third down. Jared Verse is on the tackle there. So Kyle Shanahan trying to cook it up, trying to come up with the right recipe to get a first down. And Jared Verse, who has just continued to battle all night, they lined him up in a multifaceted ways, across from Trent Williams, across from the center and the guard. They're trying to find ways to allow him to get pressure and be a disruptor in the running game as well as the passing game. 3rd and 5 for the 49ers. Bourne in motion. Jones looking, throws the ball, and that pass is caught to Christian McCaffrey, who is still fighting, and Mac Jones converts yet another third down. And this is an impressive drive so far. Keep in mind, this drive started at the 2-yard line. So you see Bourne, the night that he's having, it has defenders have eyes on him, and that allows Christian McCaffrey to kind of sneak underneath, and he's able to get that first down, and he's fighting for extra yards. And the 49ers are trying to keep the clock moving. They are trying to get a first down. They're trying to score some points. And that pass is bad up in the air, and smart play by Mac Jones. Ball batted in the air, could have possibly been intercepted. So not only did Mac Jones throw an incompletion, he also gets credit for a pass deflection. So here we go. Here's pressure. And he hurries up and throws the ball. That ball is in the air. Mac Jones just swats the ball out of the air. I mean, bats it like he playing like he playing pickleball or something. But here we go. Mac Jones, quick pass to Kendrick Bourne. Kendrick Bourne trying to he spins, and he gets the first down. And Kendrick Bourne, man, Kendrick Bourne is having a monster night, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, Kendrick Bourne is, this man is playing out his mind right now. I mean, this man is playing inspired football right now. I mean, he is the go-to guy. And here we go. I don't know what this was. I don't know if I don't think that was a bad play design. But here we go. We got a flag on the play. Flag on the play, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see what's going on here. So an eligible man downfield, more than likely, looking at the formation and looking at the play call. I mean, I mean, it don't seem like they were on the same page anyway, so everybody was kind of lost out there. Yeah, I mean, you can tell like they were lost. Like that play, that was not the way that play was supposed to be drawn up. So, yeah, I mean, you can tell. I mean, you see Christian McCaffrey, he think he's getting a handoff. Guys are blocking upfield. Like, it was supposed to be a run play. It was pretty obvious because you got running backs wide receiver blocking upfield. 1st and 15 for Mac Jones and the 49ers. All right, so here we go. Nice pocket there, and tries to get it to Robinson. Too high, incomplete. So this is going to bring up a 2nd down and 15. So George Kittle out. Brandon Ayuk out. You got Robinson out there trying to make plays. You got Bourne out here making plays. You got backup tight ends making plays. You got Christian McCaffrey clearly making plays. And now you're just trying to get out of here, man. If you get out of here with a victory, this is a really good coaching performance. Mac Jones looking. And he gives it to the tight end. He tries to get up the field. Had a convoy. I mean, that play had some legs, man. If he would have been able to make that one defender miss, he probably would have got himself a first down or close to one. So Kendrick Bourne, 142 yards, a career high, pretty obvious. I mean, besides that one drop that he had early in the game, I mean, this guy's been pretty reliable, and Mac Jones is leaning on him. And he might have to lean on him again on a 3rd and 10. Here's the snap. And he throws it quick, and that ball is batted up and almost intercepted by Stewart. So we see 2 linebackers had an opportunity to get themselves an interception, and let's see what we do here. All right, so they're bringing out Pinheiro to try to get himself on the board and put this game, try to put this game away. This is a 59-yard field goal. I mean, this is a tough ask. But, I mean, when you're decimated with injuries, you got to just try to find a way to win. Snap, placement, kick on the wing. Hey, and it is hey, 59-yarder. Fast Eddie showing that he ready. Kick that mug 59 yards, ladies and gentlemen. And he is fired up. So the gamble by Kyle Shanahan pays off as Fast Eddie Pinheiro kicks a 59-yard field goal. Wow. Wow. Mac Jones don't look like a fluke, boys and girls. Yeah, he does not. The Rams was in man coverage on a 3rd and 1. Yeah, that wasn't dumb. That was pretty dumb. Great IQ by Mac there. No Christian, but he was born again. Hilarious. Yo, TJ, I have a ticket to Sunday's game. If you can ask people if they want to buy it, section 104. Well, I think you pretty much did it yourself there, Varnell. So if anybody needs a ticket to the game, Saints Giants, holla at Varnell. Not Varnell Hill, Varnell Thomas. Let's see. What up, TJ? Just hollering, showing support real quick while at work. Damien, man, Damien always at work, man. Yeah, I appreciate you, man. Damien, boy, you're the hardest working guy I know, man. But I appreciate you stopping by. TJ, who you got in the Super Bowl this year? I say Cardinals versus Jets. must be the cereal bowl. Shoot, because it dang sure ain't no Super Bowl. I hope when the Saints go to LA, they can be this competitive. I hope so too. Shows that anyone who was on the Panthers and leave automatically gains their powers back. Sam Darnold, Baker Mayfield, Eddie Pinheiro. Shoot. Like John Fox. Shoot. Like, what are we doing? Shoot. Like, man, I ain't gonna lie, man. Shoot, the Panthers looking like the new Raiders around this mug. No disrespect to us, Josh. But y'all know what they used to say the Raiders was football purgatory. The Carolina Panthers looking like purgatory themselves. Shoot, because it seemed like everybody that leaves end up finding life, like you said. So what a gamble, man. What a gamble by Kyle Shanahan. And here we go. Here's the kick. 2 minutes and 52 seconds left. The Rams got all 3 of their timeouts plus the 2-minute warning. So they got plenty of time to be able to get down the field and try to win this football game. So we're looking at the next Thursday night football game, NFC East rivals, Giants, Eagles. And we'll be here on the State of NFL podcast giving it to you on next week. I think. Well, probably not. Probably not. I will be down in, I think I'm going to be traveling. I'll be traveling to Mississippi next week. So depends on if I'm able to get down there and be able to go live. I might be able to give it to y'all. All right, so anyway, Matthew Stafford on a 1st and 10. That pass is complete to Puka Nacua, and that's enough for the first down. So move those chains. So once again, the Rams got all 3 of their timeouts plus the 2-minute warning. So they got plenty of time to be able to come up with a game plan, facilitate this 2-minute drill, and take as much time off the clock as they like. All right, Matthew Stafford with a little bit of tempo, looking, throws the ball downfield. Wide open Devontae Adams. Bumps out of bounds, tried to get out of bounds, and he catches the pass, tries to get out of bounds, but can't. And I would just take this all the way down to the 2-minute warning. I don't think you're gonna snap another pass, snap another a play, excuse me. Well, they're gonna try to snap it. I hope not. And they do. So Matthew Stafford looking some more. And I don't know exactly what happened there, but there's a flag on the play. So Matthew Stafford believes that this is going to be on the 49ers. And let's see if it is. I don't know if I agree. Illegal contact. All right, so it's going to be the 2-minute warning. I don't know if I agree with trying to snap the ball before the 2-minute warning. I don't know if I actually agree with that. I mean, you're trying to leave as little time on a clock as you possibly can for the 49ers. And, snapping that ball, I don't know. I don't think I'm a fan of that. But that's why I don't make the big bucks. LOL, Varnell Hill, you're killing me. You're killing me, Small. Saints tickets is like the Pelicans ticket. Worthless. Come on out, Felipe, man. Come on, man. Let's see. They're going to be mad when Bryce leaves and becomes a Hall of Famer. TJ, my coworker, just said, what you laughing at? I said my favorite show, just laughed at my comment. You know, I told you years ago, TJ, I do film production 16 to 18 hours a day. Hey, man, look, shouts out to you, man. Respect to you. Respect to you, my man, out there grinding, doing your thing. And, man, credit to you. Man, that my goodness. Every time, like I said, every time you roll up, you're doing film production. What are you actually working on, if you don't mind me asking? Hey, also, TJ, how do I become a member of this channel? Well, it's very simple, man. All you got to do is subscribe to the State of the NFL podcast. And for those that are just tuning in and kind of just ended up landing on the channel, please hit that subscribe button. And for those that may be watching it on other channels, I'll go ahead and put that link inside of the comments so you can be able to subscribe to the State of the NFL. Not only do we do live streams, we kind of just do that across different platforms, but I do different videos talking about hot topics that involve the NFL. So you can check out some of the videos that we've done on the channel as well. But you can subscribe to the State of the NFL podcast channel, help the channel to grow. All right. I mean, we're almost at 750 subscribers, and we started that channel this year. So channel is growing every day, and I'm appreciative of that, man. A Netflix special for someone, and I can't say much, TJ. We can get fired. Well, look, I understand that. I don't want to get you fired now. I want to get you fired. Keep doing your thing, man. Keep making that money. Don't let that money make you. 1st and 10 for Matthew Stafford and the Los Angeles Rams. Stafford in a gun. 49ers showing blitz. They better make a smart decision. Instead, they get a delayed handoff, and you got Williams getting around the corner to the 20. Bounces off to the 10, and he gets down to about the 10-yard line. What a run by Kyren Williams. They blitz, and Kyren Williams very smartly. That play was designed to go to the left, puts that foot in the ground, switches it to the right, and Robert Saleh can do nothing but shake his head. Sometimes you can have the right play call, but you go up against a really good player, really smart player in Williams, is able to make you pay. All right, so 1st and 10, Matthew Stafford, Rams, under center. Nakua in motion, hands the ball off to Williams. Williams gets up the field, and he gets tackled, and the clock continues to tick, and they're saying there's a flag on the play. Let's see what that's about. Lenore is saying that more than likely it's going to be a holding penalty on the 49ers. On the Rams. Let's see what this is. Hands to the face. All right, so that is on And that's on the 49ers. So Michael Williams, the rookie out of Georgia, is guilty of illegal use of hands to the face. Let's take a look at what's going on here. Yeah, I don't know about that. I guess maybe he got inside the shoulder pads or something. I don't know. Once again, when Bill Vinovich is the referee, you don't know what to call it. All right, so here we go. 1st and goal for the Rams. And here we go, the handoff to Williams. And he is. Wait a minute, they said it's a football. They said he fumbled the football. Wait a minute, and the 49ers. And the 49ers, they're still fighting, but the ref said that the 49ers got the football. Unbelievable. You're damn right, Al Michaels. Unbelievable. Kyron Williams got him down there running hard. And he, let's see, Williams fighting. coughs up the football. Wow. Big time players with the peanut punch. Coughs up the football. And ladies and gentlemen, wow, Collins with the big mud just basically snuck that boy in the face. Got to go New Orleans with it. Snuck that boy, as well as the peanut punch. And Matthew Stafford, I'm sorry, I like you, my brother, but your boy fumbled the football. Collins, big time players, made big time plays in big time situations. And Kyron Williams, tears in his eyes. Like, God, I messed up. But not all is lost. You got 3 timeouts. Mac Jones leans forward, tries to get out of the end zone. Rams immediately uses their timeout. And Kyron Williams, upset, justifiably so. But my friend, you got to get your ish together, because there's a possibility you can go back out there to try to help your team win a football game. Man. My goodness. What's up with these number 1 running backs fumbling the football in key moments? My goodness. But anyway, 2nd and 9. Matthew Stafford hoping that his defense can get a stop where he can go out and try to facilitate a 2-minute drill. And here we go, off to Christian McCaffrey, fighting. And they're going to call another timeout. So you have to believe that this is going to be a pass play on 3rd down. I don't know if you want to, if the 49ers get 1 first down, this game is pretty much over. Rams hoping, praying. And as we look at Cardi, who has struggled, and Collins is hoping that his offense can get at least 1 first down where his peanut punch was not in vain. But really smart decision making, because you're not even in this situation. And Christian McCaffrey runs the football again, and that forces the Rams to use their final timeout of the evening. With 53 seconds left on the clock, they're going to bring out Thomas Morstead. They're hoping that Thomas is able to boot this ball to the other side of the end zone. But I'm pretty sure if I'm Matthew Stafford, I know him. He's not thinking about a field goal, ladies and gentlemen. He's like, I've seen this movie before. I've seen it in Philly. I'm not trying to see it tonight. So Kyron Williams, fortunate that he gets another opportunity. Thomas Morstead, veteran, been around for a long time. Been around for a very long time. Trying to boot this punt as far as he can to try to make it extremely difficult for the Rams. Here we go. And here's the punt. And nice punt there. And he stays on his feet around the corner. And Marstead with the tackle. But there, the phone. Ladies and gentlemen, there's a flag on a play, and more than likely, this is going to be on a return team. So a really good punt return negated because Brown this is not the UFC, my friend. This is the NFL. You can't be slinging guys down like this WWE, okay? All right, so anyway, Matthew Stafford, you see the stats. 50 career game-winning drives in the fourth quarter and overtime. Megatron is not walking through that door, but you still have some really good receivers in Devontae Adams and Puka Nacua. Right now, they got to go at least about 54 yards if you're trying to score a touchdown with 42 seconds left. And if anybody can do this, it's Matthew freaking Stafford. Tutu Atwell in motion. Matthew Stafford in a gun. Steps up in the pocket. Throws the ball downfield. Yeah, and that pass is deflected and incomplete. Lenore on the coverage. So that's going to bring up second down. And that pass had legs, man. That could have been caught. I mean, he had a chance. Defenders falls down, and Lenore is just right there. The 49ers trying to, and he gets around the corner, and that pass is incomplete. Bringing up a 3rd and 10. 2 plays left. 31 seconds remaining in the game. So I don't know exactly what happened there. I don't know if Devontae Adams was supposed to run a little bit further or not, but regardless, 3rd and 10, plenty of time. Check down Charlie. Kyron Williams gets out of bounds. Smart play right there. That's going to bring up 4th down. Last chance, possibly, for the Rams. And really good smart play by Kyron Williams getting out of bounds. That's like having a timeout. I'm sorry, folks. I'm bringing the house, cars, kids, and dog on this play. I'm bringing everybody. I'm sending everybody. You got to get this guy off his spot. I'm sorry. Even if this ends up being a big play. And they don't. And that's a catch by Kyron Williams. And he stays in bounds. 19 seconds, 18 seconds, 17 seconds, 16 seconds, 15, 14, 13. And Matthew Stafford spikes the ball with 12 seconds left on the clock. You get a few shots, maybe one, maybe 2 into the end zone. So really good screen by Devontae Adams. And yet again, we see the receivers coming behind a really good block, a box out by Devontae Adams, taking out 2 defenders. 12 seconds left. And there's a timeout, and that's going to be for one of the 49ers. Once again, Kyle Shanahan understands you can't take timeouts home with you. And this is going to be their final timeout. I don't think I necessarily agree. With, look, I'm sorry, folks. This is Matthew Stafford that we're talking about. If anybody can get that ball into the end zone with 12 seconds left, we have seen this guy do it on numerous occasions. I'm blitzing, and I'm living with the result. I'm living with the result, ladies and gentlemen. Mac Jones. Who? Mac Jones, sitting on the bench. Been a warrior all night long. At one moment, we thought that he was going to be out of the game. He battles back. And here we go. 2nd and 10. Stafford looking. Throws the ball downfield and incomplete. Intended for Devontae Adams. So you have to believe the field goal unit is coming out. To say that this unit has been frosted flaky would be an understatement. Sean McVay understands this is a big moment. Missed a 53-yard field goal. One blocked. 48-yarder to send this thing into overtime. Snap, placement, kick on the way. Yay! And it is good. 2 seconds left. This game, more than likely, ladies and gentlemen, is going into overtime. Good snap, good placement, kick on the way. And if anybody needed a clutch kick, it had to be Joshua Carthy. Because my goodness, this brother has been a human elevator up and down all year long. Matthew Stafford relieved. He feels like he get another shot. Sean McVay, who probably was kind of like, please just make the damn field goal. Kyle Shanahan like, well, it is what it is. Back to work. 2 seconds left. Game tied at 23 all. And more than likely, this game is going to go into overtime unless a miraculous return happens. But, I mean, do you just squib kick this thing? I don't know. Let's see what you do here. And no, they don't. All right, so while you're taking it out, I have absolutely no idea. You could take a knee with 2 seconds left. Skylar Moore gets around the corner, trying to fight. But this game is going to overtime, ladies and gentlemen. And remember the overtime rule. It's not like you win a coin toss, and if you score a touchdown, the game's over. Both teams get opportunity to possess the football. So if you get the ball first, you score. The opposing team will be able to get the ball and possess the ball as well to try to score. Of course, both teams have 2 timeouts, and I want to say maybe it's like 10 minutes, if I'm not mistaken. So if you win a toss, you actually can elect to defer, which is uncharacteristic in the modern NFL until this rule change was implemented. So now if you win a coin toss, you can actually go on defense so you know what you need to do if you possess the ball. There we go. $50 game-winning drives for Stafford. I mean, he played for the Lions a long time, folks. I'll take one shot to Puka and Adam on the same side right now. Hey, man, but how many, let me ask y'all this. If Matthew Stafford never left the Lions, do the Lions make the Super Bowl at any time when they're on this little hot run? Do y'all think so? Do y'all think that the Lions would have made the Super Bowl? If the whole trade never happened, they end up getting Dan Campbell as their coach, do the Detroit Lions make the Super Bowl? I think so. I think they do. Great teams find a way to win no matter what, injuries and all. I mean, look, both of these teams want this game. It's pretty obvious. Pretty obvious both teams want this football game. And for the second, well, I won't say second Sunday game in a row because it wasn't. Monday night, it didn't go into overtime. Monday night, it was just a ass beating. But on Sunday night, the game went into overtime. And of course, the Cowboys and the Packers ended in a tie. Let's see if history is going to repeat itself once again. That these teams going to end in a tie, or will we see one team ends this football game? Stafford is different. Yeah, he is, man. That man is an incredible thrower of the football. I take one shot to Puka and Adam on the same side right now. I don't know, man. I would have blitzed him. I'm serious, man. I get it. Like, I get if you blitz, it's like it's a man coverage and you have two matchup nightmares. But man, look, you done came this far. Like, nobody expect for you to even be in this position. Like pending, based on what you actually seen, like all these injuries, like the fact that you're going into overtime, tied at 23. I don't know. All right, so a little confusion right here as teams switch sides. I say no because feel that they would be good enough to make the playoffs, but not as bad to get those draft picks and help build the team they got now. Hey, that's a good point. I agree. Yeah, because Matthew Stafford, as good as he was, he probably not going. You're not going to be, getting Aiden Hutchinson with the second pick. Stuff like that. All right, so here we go. Here's the kickoff by Carthy, and that's a flag. It did not land in a landing zone. So Carthy, my goodness, my guy. Elevator, up and down. And Sean McVay is like, man, I can't with this guy. Man, they're going to start at the 40-yard line here. Carthy is, this guy, you send your team into overtime, and then the next kick, you give them excellent field position here. So it's starting at the 40-yard line. That's almost like, a kickoff out of bounds. All right, so here we go. Mac Jones on a 1st and 10. All right, let's see what we have here. Born in motion. All right, so he's looking. And that pass is caught by Juszczyk. Juszczyk gives up the field, breaks about 2 tackles, and takes a couple guys with him for the first down. So really good pass right there from Mac Jones to Kyle Juszczyk. Juszczyk, a reliable fullback, man. This guy has been doing it for a long time, and he's a fan favorite of the 49ers and, a rare breed, right? You don't really see too many teams carrying fullbacks, say the least, fullbacks being impactful in the game. And with that pass, Mac Jones goes over 300 yards. 1st and 10. Mac Jones. Who? Mac Jones. Gives the ball off to Christian McCaffrey. Gets around the corner. Gets a block from Robinson. Gets a first down. And gets down the field for a big gain for about 14 or 15 yards. So really good block on the outside by Robinson. So Robinson, really good block right there. Christian McCaffrey makes a man miss. He gets the block from Robinson, gets around the corner, gets a first down and a little bit more. So the 49ers are on the move. Mac Jones, 1st and 10. Juszczyk in motion from left to right. Mac throws, caught. And Tanyas gets a few yards on the play. 2nd down for Mac Jones and the San Francisco 49ers. Valiant effort by the 49ers tonight. If you're just joining us, just wanted to catch some overtime football, found out that this game going to overtime, like, oh, snap, let me see what's going on. The 49ers had a 20-7 lead. The Rams scored 14 unanswered points. Rams had a chance to go down the field. And here's the quick pass, and that pass is caught by Tunyons again. But back to the game. The 49ers had a 20-7 lead. Rams scored 14 unanswered. They had opportunity to actually take the lead when the game was tied all at 20 due to a missed field goal or a blocked field goal. Kyron Williams fumbles at the 1-yard line. Collins with the peanut punch gets the ball back to the 49ers, and 49ers can't do anything with it. They run 3 plays, and they punt the ball, and it sets up a Cardi 49-yard field goal to send this thing to overtime. And here we are. Mac Jones looking, caught. McCaffrey spins, gets past the 20-yard line, and right now the 49ers are on the move. Matthew Stafford hoping that his defense can maybe force a field goal so that he can come out and be the hero. 7 minutes left in the game. Mac Jones and the 49ers, they have plenty of time. See, the double-edged sword of the whole overtime thing, I'll tell you all in a minute on a 2nd and 3. Mac Jones looking some more. And he goes down on the sack. And Kobe Turner gets in on a sack, and Mac Jones just has to eat it. All right, so really good penetration up the middle. Pause. And they get Mac Jones on the ground finally. And it couldn't have come at a better time because it seemed like the 49ers offense was on the move, and it was looking virtually unstoppable. So credit to the offensive line. I mean, after that big hit that Mac Jones sustained, not too much pressure on Mac. 3rd and 12. Here we go. Here's the snap. Getting around the corner. Steps up. Mac Jones tries to throw the ball. And no, he cannot get it. And that pass is incomplete. So Mac Jones is on the ground again, draws and all. And man, rough night, tough night at the office for Mac Jones. They done sacked this man out of his pants. And he is in pain, ladies and gentlemen. And if anybody is hoping that this game is over, it's Mac Jones. I mean, this man is in pain. I mean, taking shots, getting hit. I mean, my goodness. So here we go. 41-yard field goal. Snap, placement kick on the way. Yeah, and it is. Man, the Tim Duncan bank shot by Fast Eddie. Little too close for Kyle Shanahan's liking, but he'll take it. 26-23, and right now, get Eli Apple out of everybody's face. Matthew Stafford knows what he needs to do. Snap. Boom. Tim Duncan type bank shot by Fast Eddie Pinheiro. And now Matthew Stafford knows what he needs to do. He needs to get his team into the end zone. If you're the defense, you see what Mac Jones is looking like on the sidelines. You see that this man is giving his all. I mean, this man is in pain. Like, if the defense has got to, they got to make a play. They have got to make a play, ladies and gentlemen. All right, so here we go. Smith trying to get around the corner, and he gets past the 30-yard line to about the 33, and out comes Matthew Stafford and the Rams offense. And if you're the 49ers, you need to get a stop. You need to get a stop. You need to get pressure on Matthew Stafford. Because if they kick a field goal, I'm talking the Rams, then you have to send Mac Jones back out here again, and he's in no condition from the looks of it to be out there. 1st and 10. Kyron Williams shift from right to left. Stafford looking, pass, caught. Nakua close to the first down. So clock continues to tick. So once again, You pretty much control your own destiny here if you're the Rams. You know what you need to do. You need to score a touchdown to win this football game. Matthew Stafford in a gun, empty backfield, looking some more. And he throws the ball downfield, and that pass is caught by Tutu Atwell. Big time play by Tutu. So here's the burner of the team. Gets down the field, runs a deep post, and the safety just cannot catch up with him. And he's able to get both feet in bounds. Now the ball is at the 20. And now the Rams are in the red zone. Here we go. Stafford looking some more. Throws the ball downfield, and it is incomplete. Tried to go to Tutu again. That pass is incomplete. 49ers, the mission is simple. Don't get them in the end zone. You can take a field goal, but you shall not, shalln't allow a touchdown. Second and 10, 4:50 left in overtime. Matthew Stafford looking, snap, looking off receivers. And that pass is caught by Kyron Williams. Gets about 3 or 4 yards on the plays. This is going to bring up third down. Clock continues to tick. 3rd and 6 for the Los Angeles Rams. Matthew Stafford in the huddle. We seen what the stat was. 50 game-winning drives for number 9. Stafford looking, calling out his protections. Here's the snap. Looking, throws it quick. That pass is caught, but it's short of a first down. Kyron Williams, short. This is 4th down. In this game, Sean McVay is trying to win this football game. 4th and 1, 49ers. He's not going to leave it up to Carthy. He said he's seen enough. And here we go. In motion. And here it is. It's a timeout. Who called it? And Kyle Shanahan calls his first timeout of overtime. Of course, there are 2 timeouts for both teams. And he understands the magnitude of this moment. 1 yard. You need to make a stop. Question is, can they make a stop? If the 49ers get a stop, this game is over. If the Rams convert, then it's a first down with a chance to win the football game yet again. And the 49ers, you have to be careful. And I'm pretty sure Kyle Shanahan told these guys this. Do not jump off sides. You're trying to get yourself a jump, but you do not want to jump off sides. Got to be careful on the play action. Got to be careful on the play action, folks. And he calls a timeout. So he tried to draw him off sides there. But like I said, I'm pretty sure that's what the timeout was all about. Watch for the play fake. Watch for the hard count. And Robert Saleh looking, hoping that his defense can be able to close this game out. Man, when they say football is a game of inches, this is what they're talking about. 1 yard can decide a game. 1 yard can decide if the 49ers can have a mini bye. Maybe bring back some players. We know Brock Purdy played against the Jacksonville Jaguars, re-aggravated the injury that caused him to be out for a few weeks. Mac Jones, over 300 yards passing. Matthew Stafford trying to do it again. Here's the handoff. And they stopped him. He did not get it, ladies and gentlemen. He didn't get it. And the 49ers, the San Francisco 49ers, have did the improbable. No Brock Purdy. No Juwan Jennings. No Ricky Pearsall. No Brandon Ayuk. The whole team decimated. Mac Jones limped off the field twice. First time we thought he was dead, but he rose from the ashes like a phoenix to be able to facilitate an overtime drive that put his team up by 3, and the Rams, in a valiant effort, big time throw, deep post, Matt Stafford to Tutu, but they could not get 1 yard. 1 yard on a 4th and 1, and a penetration by the 49ers defense. Stonewalls, Kyron Williams. Ladies and gentlemen, what a game. 49ers, unbelievable. This tells you, ladies and gentlemen, it doesn't matter if you're shorthanded. It doesn't matter if your back is against the wall. If you play as a freaking team, if you rally around each other, and you play complementary football, you can win football games. And Jared Verse is like, God dog it, I thought we had it. They came out here with one true starter on offense, Christian McCaffrey, who was a difference maker, and we seen Kendrick Bourne go for over 150 yards receiving. We seen Mac Jones throw for 300. And Mac Jones tonight may have opened eyes to a lot of organizations to say, dang, maybe this guy can be a franchise guy in the NFL. Maybe he can be a starting quarterback. The toughness, the resilience of Mac Jones tonight should be appreciated if you're a 49ers fan. Because I don't know if you win this football game if he didn't play the way that he did and he didn't show the heart that he did, ladies and gentlemen. What a game. What a freaking game. What a freaking game. This is why we love the game of football, man. No matter if your team looking like slaw. No matter. You can watch games like this and be entertained and see that these guys are willing to lay it all on the line for the right to get that dub. And what a game. And Kyron Williams, absolutely dejected. Carty, who had a rough night, were able to come through in a clutch, able to kick this thing into overtime. Eddie Pinheiro with the Tim Duncan type doink off the crossbar, but it went on through. And a 1 yard stop by Kyron Williams. Can't get it done, the 49ers. It wasn't the most beautiful win, but who cares? A win is a win. And ladies and gentlemen, I enjoyed bringing this game to you here on the State of the NFL podcast. Once again, my name is TJ Jones. I'm absolutely hyped up and fired up after what I seen tonight. What a performance by the San Francisco 49ers. Completely decimated on offense. A bunch of practice squad guys and backups put it all together and won a freaking football game against a very, very good Los Angeles Rams team. A Rams team that a lot of people think could be a Super Bowl caliber football team. That's why you play the game. Not gonna lie, that snap looked like it was early from the Rams. It caught me off guard. Someone check on Kyron tonight. TJ, this is the second time I hit off overtime. Tyrone, thank you very much for the $5 donation. I appreciate that, man. Come on, TJ, play that song, turn it up. Man, what a game. What a game, folks. And I hope you enjoyed the game just as much as I enjoyed bringing it to you. Make sure you subscribe to the State of the NFL podcast channel. As you can see, we have a good time over here. We talk football, we watch football, and if you have games like this coming on every week, we'll be all right. Make sure you follow me on social media on X at TJAYJones8. Make sure if you are a New Orleans Saints fan, we got a podcast for you, State of the Saints podcast. You can also catch me on the NFC South Roundtable every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern. Make sure that you check me out as I talk along with my guy James, and Clay and Berto as we discuss the NFC South. All right. Have a lot of fun over there. And make sure that you all have a great night. We'll be back again. Let me make sure I let you all know what game that we have coming up. Sunday night football, of course. We have a big-time, prime-time matchup, if you want to call it that. The Buffalo Bills, who are 4-0, taking on their fellow AFC East rival, the New England Patriots. Drake May coming off in a stellar performance, over 40 points. The Patriots dropped on the Carolina Panthers, and the Buffalo Bills coming off a victory against the New Orleans Saints. Who is going to be victorious in that game? And it should be an interesting one. That game will be in Orchard Park in Buffalo. So back-to-back home games for the Bills. So we'll bring it to you here, Sunday Night Football. Make sure that you tune in and enjoy the live stream watch along. Till next time, I'll see you down the road.